What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to SpawnCast. Another Saturday night, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. I am joined with two people now. Evan will probably be here at some point. He had a convention where he was actually selling, and we'll see him when he, I assume, just pops in randomly. So he's probably just gonna. You'll see Evan just randomly pop up. But I do have Sean here. Sean, how are you doing, man?
Doing good. Good.
And then we have Max, of course.
Hello.
Guy. So he's back from Katsukon. How did you enjoy your time over on the East Coast, Max?
Dude, it's so gorgeous. So, I mean, I love Texas, but man, you guys have bodies of water and monuments. Like, stuff here is really flat. And I forget, like, oh man, there's a goddamn mountain over there. You know, so it was gorgeous. I took about 7 million pictures.
Oh, nice. Did you enjoy seeing like water and stuff and see like the whole bay and everything?
Yes. Since the hotel was on that harbor, I literally, at one point, I just rode the elevator all the way up to that rooftop nightclub and took about 70 pictures out there before the security was like, "Get out of here, loser."
Yeah. So it was hard. I like that hotel is really nice. I went there, like I said, for MagFest like 2 years prior, and MagFest was closer to Christmas time. It was like, I think the first week in January. So that entire village part was like covered in lights. They had like a massive Christmas tree there and everything with the glass elevators. It was really nice. So it was, I really like that hotel. If I actually went to a convention like that, like it actually was there the whole time, I would probably splurge and get the nicest hotel, the one in there that has like because they have like the balconies inside, you know what I mean, that like you look out. I'd probably try my hardest to get one of those.
We tried to get one of those. You basically have to pre-order it. The like within an hour of them becoming available, they all get rented out. So
yeah, that's what I figured. I figured that was going to happen, to be honest. But it was pretty cool to see. I think some of the cosplayers were pretty serious there.
Yeah, so apparently that's what that convention is famous for. Is so that's why. Like all the cosplayers there are some of the most world famous, and that's why my girlfriend and I went, is because she's really talented cosplayer. So man, that was great.
Yeah, she made her costume and everything. She actually made like by hand.
Yeah,
every year, right? So it looked good.
Yeah.
Looks like it took some work. So yeah, I like those. I like it better if they actually make them rather than just buy them online for you spend $800, get a really nice outfit and everything. But I think the people who actually like do things like, put like everyday objects together to try to make it, paper mache their weapon and everything.
Yeah. And that's her philosophy, is if you don't make an outfit, you don't get to wear the outfit. So
hey, Sean, what are you doing? You telling people to like the stream?
Whoa.
Sorry.
What is going on? they might get us on trending. That'd be terrible.
That would be
terrible. No. So we have a few things to talk about, but really I wanted to spend some time with our community that's grown pretty heavily around this podcast tonight. So I think for a little bit we're going to talk about some of the topics, and then we're going to look mostly to the chat and kind of talk with people in the chat. I thought that'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Fun to do, see what people are up to, see what's going on. But we have to talk about Metal Gear Survive, Max, because it hurt you. It hurt you, I feel. It like mildly, not even mildly, I guess it just disappointed you completely.
I'm afraid to delete it. Honestly, it's still on my hard drive. I've beaten the game. It's super bad. I gave it a 3 out of 10 in my review, and I'm afraid to delete it because I keep expecting that they're going to try and roll out some updates or something, because it is just so hollow. Like, really, it is such a flawed experience. It almost seems like they forgot to even put in color. It is one of the grayest games I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it's it just feels like there's no like character to the game, or I guess there's soul to the game. I guess it's hard to describe, but I get what you're saying. It feels very generic and empty. It's weird.
The worst part of all, though, is that it's definitely, when you start out, it really seems like it's going to be, hey, this is your Metal Gear. You get to make your own hero, and you're actually building out your own base, and you're choosing where everything goes and how it's upgraded and how you want your gear to be upgraded. But then to create a new character costs $10.
What?
Yes.
Sean just figured this out.
Your first character is free. Your second character is 10,000 survive coins, which is of course $10.
Oh man, yeah. You're now learning about this, Sean. We were talking about this on Twitter like crazy the other day when we saw that.
I knew about the saves, but I didn't know about.
Well, that's what your saves basically are. Is each world is a character. So they basically say, like, if you want to create a new survivor, you need to spend 10,000 survive points.
That's ridiculous.
Isn't that crazy? Like I was like, what? Why is this Sean raging on his Twitter account about this? And now I know you didn't really know about it.
Yeah,
So,
I didn't realize it was that. It was set up like that.
$10, man.
Well, the thing that pisses me off the most is in the game itself is, so leveling up is, once you get good at it, leveling up is a pretty even flow. And I actually think the way they handle leveling is nice and simple. I was afraid it was going to be overly intricate. Real straightforward talent tree. You can kind of just buy whatever talents you want. And the way you get more experience is by getting Kuban. It's like energy crystals. You can get that by killing the energy crystal zombies or harvesting it. Well, you can buy boosters. You basically like can pay real life money to just for no reason get like 3 times or 5 times the amount of Kuban. So you can literally buy level boosters. And I hate that stuff.
So it's you just get extra experience. It's like 50%.
Well, literally 5 times the amount of experience. So literally, if you want, you can make it where for the next 5 days the game is beatable in 5 hours.
Yeah, it's that's something, man. I mean, what's the point of the multiplayer in that game exactly? Is it it's just like raid mode, tower defense?
It's tower defense. It's like horde mode. So you activate a giant drill. The cool part of it, though, is that it happens in waves, and in between waves, there's like this 2-minute gap of time where it'll give you a random side mission of trying to like rescue a person or try and get some objective, and that'll give you cool bonuses. But you don't really ever get a chance to enjoy it since you just got to run right back to the drill anyways.
Oh man, I miss Metal Gear Solid how it used to be.
It used to be great. It used to be literally top tier gaming. Metal Gear Solid 1, Metal Gear Solid 2, Metal Gear Solid 3. I even loved Metal Gear Solid 4. I thought after Metal Gear Solid 4, done. That's it. You stop. You can't do that anymore because of franchises. But it was like the perfect accumulation of the story. It tied up everything that I wanted it to tie up. And, there was a few questions left. You could have done side mission games with that. But like, I never could get into Metal Gear Solid 5. Like I probably put 20, 25 hours into it, but it never just clicked with me. It never felt like a proper Metal Gear. And now they've just gone completely off the rails with Survive and zombies and stabbing people with spears.
My problem is I was so in love with Peace Walker. Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker is such a masterpiece, and I love the way you build each piece of your loadout and you actually how your guns leveled up and actually got different abilities and stuff and getting different ranks on different missions. So good. So all of a sudden making a crappy open world sandbox like that just sucked.
Yeah. Like I didn't understand it. Like it was, you could tell, and I don't like to get. Sometimes I think Kojima gets a bit too much credit, especially with like people like Jeff Keighley. But you could definitely tell when Kojima, wasn't a part of a project or when Kojima left, because that's just when everything started going to the shits. Like the intro, I thought the intro of Metal Gear Solid 5 was actually pretty cool. And, it set up something good. And then it was just like, and a whole nother thing to me is I am very petty. I cannot get over the Kiefer Sutherland thing. I don't care what David Hayden wants. I don't care if he wants 50 million pesos in Confederate currency. If he just wants to be paid in Confederate currency, you find that Confederate currency for the man. He is Solid Snake.
I'd read somewhere that he finally came out on record and said that wasn't true at all, that he was actually doing the job almost for free. Like, he does voice acting for fun. David Hayter is actually a famous screenwriter. So he goes, writing scripts is how I make my millions. I just like being Solid Snake. He goes, that's why when they just didn't even call him up, it was kind of like, cool, okay, fine. You want to play it like that? Fine. Enjoy Kiefer.
That's just crazy. I mean, it literally took me out of the game. Like, and Kiefer is a great voice actor, but like, Christ's sakes, get someone that sounds like David Hayter. Like, like look at the Back to the Future game on from Telltale. That person who did McFly sounded damn good. Yeah, like it was like, okay, I'm immersed in this universe. This sounds like Marty McFly. Like people identify with the characters a lot more especially vocal characters. And I think Konami really just they didn't see that. And I think a lot of video game reviewers honestly didn't see that, but that was a huge thing for me. Like when I heard that voice, I was like, you are not Solid Snake, sir.
Well, and it was a bigger slap in the face because they did keep the Japanese voice actor. They only replaced the American voice actor. So a lot of people were even more so being like, what the hell? Why?
Yeah.
You said like Metal Gear Solid 2 is like something that pulled you back into gaming, right, Sean?
Yeah, like that was when I was like 15, I was about 16, and like I was into partying, drugs, all sorts of stuff like that. And literally like I was wanting to go party, and we had a snowstorm, and I couldn't go anywhere because I lived in North Carolina and the roads never got plowed. So I was just stuck at home, and like I was like, I got a PS2 somewhere around here, and I had bought Metal Gear Solid 2 for like $5 at GameStop. I was like, I want to play this. I want to see what this is about. And like I literally just sat there and played that game, and then I started getting into Metal Gear Solid. Like I was like, oh shit. I remember me and my dad went out and I went and bought a GameCube, and I got Twin Snakes.
Yeah.
And like I just got so sucked into that universe. And like honestly, if it wasn't for Metal Gear Solid 2, like there's a very good chance like I would be like dead or in jail or like strung out somewhere, because like that game just sucked me in so much, and I just started paying more attention back into gaming and back into more positive things, and like I was spending my money on games instead of drugs and shit. So it was pretty crazy.
Wow. I mean, yeah, I think a lot of people have like a story about a game that just got them back into gaming, whether it's like a Final Fantasy or in your case a Metal Gear. I hear a lot of them. I've even heard like Mario pulling people back in. So
yeah.
Zelda even. But it's a shame, because when you have a series that you kind of can hold personally, and then you see what happens here, where it's relegated to pachinko machines and a very generic zombie type game, survival game, it's kind of sad to a degree. It's sad to see.
Very sad. Yeah.
So that's a shame. But let me ask you guys, did you see the announcement in Chad said don't do drugs, do Metal Gear? Yes.
There you go.
Metal drugs.
Put that on a shirt. Did you guys see very quickly? Apparently I'm pronounced this wrong. I'm not super familiar with the anime. I just sent OJ a message because I know he is very familiar with this one. I was saying it wrong. People are gonna have to correct me. Maybe you guys know how to say it. Naruto.
Yeah, I watched the first 200 episodes.
I know that. Even I know how to say the damn thing.
How do you say it?
Naruto is how it's pronounced in Japan. I watched it in Japanese, so I pronounced it Naruto.
Okay, I was saying like Naruto.
I think that's how it's said in America. So you're fine.
Oh, okay. I have the American accent going on here. But actually, before I start that topic, Doug E said, since you guys are collectors, would you consider digital version of games as part of your overall game collection?
I don't count it in my tally. Like I always say, I have 1,500 physical games, but I have over 200 games digitally on my PS4. So total, I probably have over 2,000.
That's actually an interesting question.
Yeah.
Didn't Hip Hop Gamer say that he had the biggest video game collection in the world and like got recognized for it, and it was like 90% digital or some shit like that? I swear I remember. I swear I'm gonna look that up.
What? Nah, really?
I
feel like I don't know, man. I mean, that's tough. That's really tough because technically you've bought it, but you don't technically own it, right? Because it's kind of.
Oh yeah, actually, that's a good point. Yeah, technically, if you read the EULA, it is unfortunately not your actual property. You're basically paying the rights to use it.
Yeah, it's like you have like something that just points to their server, kind of, or at least on your Xbox or whatever, and it's like, oh, you have the right to use it. It's actually almost like when you buy a disc, I guess, a movie. Technically, it's not yours, but I mean, they do that with everything physically, right? Where they're like, this technically isn't yours, but you're allowed to use it. That way, you're not allowed to copy it. Essentially,
he claimed his collection was 20,000 games, and it was like all wrong.
What?
Yes.
Oh wow, nice.
I don't know if that's. I don't know about that. I don't know. I you know what? I'm gonna say it's physical. And that's how I see it anyway. It's tangible.
Yeah.
Like if the servers got shut off, I guess tomorrow, what would your collection look like?
Yeah.
Is the question. That's kind of the way I see it. At least that's the way I count it. But the Naruto Naruto. Got it. Don't worry, people. I got it. I got people in the chat. I got it. Naruto. You know what? I heard there's like 200 something episodes of it, right? Maybe I'll actually watch it.
There's like 600 or something crazy if you count.
And I'm not watching
it. Yeah.
No, I was kidding.
Well, it's got 100 episodes of filler, but yeah.
Okay. They don't have like a I guess a Dragon Ball Kai version of that, right? Where they don't have that where they condense it.
Not yet. If you read the manga, though, the manga abridges some of the fights.
Okay. Because I usually have time when I'm editing and stuff, at least something playing. But because I ended up watching My Hero Academia. I actually liked that. That was actually good. And people said look up or check out Attack on Titan. I
gotta lie. Attack on Titan at least is pretty short. I mean, there's not a lot out.
Does that game suck, or is it cool?
The Attack on Titan game?
Yeah.
It's repetitive. So I actually reviewed it and I gave it a 6.5. It was like a year and a half ago, so maybe I'm misremembering the score slightly. But you basically, because Attack on Titan, the only way to kill them is to cut the back of their neck, and you have your grapple hook suit. So you have to like grapple hook onto like a tree and then use your exhaust port. So you basically, by using your triggers, you're trying to grapple hook onto different stuff and time your steam gauge. So it was a lot of like resource management, but then every single enemy, it's just chop a limb, chop their neck, chop their limb, chop their neck. So literally every single encounter, even boss fights, everything was just that.
I think what we're gonna do for the people doing super chats and stuff to keep it on track, I think what we're gonna do is when we get to the section where we're reading the chat, I think then I'll go down and I'll read everything. You know what I mean? So if you have like a super chat in or something, I'll go back and read it and make sure I get yours when we go back to the community. Just keep this the topic section on point. I think that's how we'll do it. So if you have a super chat, I'll get to it at the end, at like the midway point when we do that. We'll do that. So okay, let me the Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm trilogy is going to the Switch. It was shown in the Shonen Jump magazine on Friday. It's the first 3 apparently. It's not the 4th one, which is interesting because they did a PS4 and Xbox One compilation that had the 4th one there. Maybe that's something they'll add as like a download later that you can get separately. But this is interesting because it is the first Naruto game to go to the I guess Nintendo system since the original Wii. So it kind of shows Bandai Namco's renewed interest in Nintendo's platform at this point.
Oh, they're balls deep in the Switch right now. Like,
yeah,
I imagine there are so many projects, because for a game like that, like that it's a huge anime. That's a pretty big deal for that to be just sort of mentioned, essentially in passing. I think that's very interesting to see, what else they have up their sleeve. I think, Bandai Namco, Koei Tecmo, I think those companies like that, Squaresoft, Square Enix, I think Square Enix is deceptively deep in the Switch right now. They just haven't really shown their full hand, especially with all those changes they made to Project Octopath based on.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's literally one of the most insane things I've seen in gaming in quite a while, where they actually were like, hey, give us feedback on it. People gave them feedback on it, and they were like, hey, we fixed these things. And it's like, what? It's like the game's not even out. You're fixing things in the game that we don't like before the game comes out. What is this wizardry? Like pretty crazy stuff. But yeah, I don't do any anime or anything like that, but for fans of those games, seeing stuff like DBZ and Naruto back on the Switch or back on Nintendo platforms is dope.
I will say, Sean, if you want to see an anime that's pretty current, like I think they're in a 2nd season, I really did like My Hero Academia. I actually thought that was really good, surprisingly. I'm not really into anime as much either. Other than Dragon Ball, but I think everybody in the US, like back during when we were in like middle school, high school, everybody was in the Dragon Ball then. So
yeah. But on a total random suggestion, everybody should watch Devilman Crybaby. It just came out. It's Netflix just made an anime, and it's the most messed up thing I've ever seen in my life.
Is that the one where you were showing me the artwork at?
Where literally it's just like a demon uppercutting boobs. It's just amazing.
Okay, this sounds up my alley.
But I would check My Hero Academia out, Sean, because it was actually pretty interesting. It's like a world of superheroes, and the minority are the people that don't have powers.
Okay.
It was actually kind of cool to watch. I will say that. It was kind of fun. There's not that many episodes either, but I started watching it. I actually got hooked on it and just pretty much binge watched it pretty quick. It was fun. But yeah, so I think you're right, Sean. I think Square actually has more of a presence that's being led on right now. So I'll be curious what else they announce in the next 3 months, maybe. I think we'll see some stuff from them before E3, actually.
There's a game evidently based on My Hero Academia coming to the Switch.
Yeah, I saw that a little while ago. And when I saw that, and Evan was like, "You got to watch the anime," and that's why I downloaded like the first episode or something. I was like, "I'll watch this." And I checked it out, and I was like, "Yeah." So I rolled right through it. I don't know how. My problem is whenever like a game for the anime comes out, it's just it never really lives up to the anime that well. I guess Budokai was really fun when that came out on the PS2 and the GameCube. But man, I feel like the Dragon Ball series even fell off a little bit, and they kind of pulled it back with Xenoverse.
The original Naruto fighting games, I imported them all from Japan back in the day. They're all on GameCube, and they're really good. They're 2D brawlers with like 40 characters each, and like just crazy well balanced. And some of the stuff was so broken because some of the stuff in that gets really Dragon Ball Z-ish. So people like literally, if you choose to power up, you could take off like basically 80% of people's health and stuff. It was nuts. It was so broken.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting that we don't know a date or time or anything for this compilation, and we don't know anything about the fourth one. So we're gonna have to kind of wait and see what we get from there. But it got revealed in Jump, so probably more about it, I guess, in the weeks coming. At least give us a nice trailer, probably, and maybe a release window like summer, or something like that. So we'll see a little more about that. Hopefully, I want to say by the end of March, I would assume we'll know something. Mostly because it seems like they mostly just ported it from the 360 and PS3. That was probably really easy for them to do quickly because they pretty much admitted they were caught off guard, right? I mean, it's pretty clear. So you guys want to talk about? I guess we have a couple of things to talk about, including Capcom. Did you guys see all the issues around the Legacy Collection on the Switch?
Yes.
I haven't. Give me up to speed. What I missed?
This is fun. All right, Sean, you want to explain it?
This is ridiculous, is what this is. So the Mega Man Legacy Collection 1 and 2 releases. What was it? March 23rd.
May
20th. Yes. Okay. So it's for the first one, it's for Legacy Collection 1. If you buy it digitally, it's $15. $20 for the second. Fine, whatever, no problem. Mm-hmm. If you buy it physically, it's $40. Fine, whatever, no problem. You have packaging and all that shit. Here's the kicker. On the cartridge is only Legacy Collection 1. There's no Legacy Collection 2. You have to download it.
It comes with a code. But what's really funny is if you look online, Legacy Collection 1 comes in at like 400 megabytes.
You can just download the freaking ROMs and see how big it is.
And the second one is like 5 gigabytes. So they passed off the big part, and it's not even that big because an 8 gigabyte cart seems common now. I mean, there are probably indie companies that are using those when they publish a $30 game, and Capcom probably used like a 512 megabyte cart or something.
Like, holy shit.
It's pretty crazy.
That's so strange. I kind of wonder if it was some licensing deal and they just couldn't get enough carts available to meet pre-orders. That's so bizarre.
It's that cleaning cloth, man. That's like a $20 cleaning cloth. They're getting a deal.
Yeah.
It comes with a cleaning cloth that is like Mega Man themed for your Switch to wipe it off. Like the kind you get for your glasses.
I have. If you pre-ordered the Galgun Ultimate Hero Attack on PS Vita in Japan, it was like this collector's edition, and the cleaning cloth is a pair of underwear, and you like your screen off with panties.
That's kind of funny. That's at least funny, but it's just a lazy cleaning cloth. And the worst part is they ruined the box art because the whole top of it is that stupid white bar that's like, require download or SD card or whatever. Yeah, it's like, oh, come on.
It's like, literally the stupidest thing. Oh God. It literally blows my mind. It literally, there has to be some sort of logical explanation. There has to be, because this is just unacceptable. This is unacceptable. This makes no sense. There's no logic behind it. There has to be some sort of reason. I mean,
the thing that gets to me is it better not require that I have the cartridge in to play to. Like if I'm putting in a download code, that better be a fully digital game, because I know that when I remember when you bought Final Fantasy X and X-2 on PS3 or PS4, the whole game is on a disc. But if you bought it on Vita, the game was on the cartridge. The first one is, and the second one was a download code. And if I remember correctly, the only way to actually get into the game was still to put the cartridge, though.
Yes, because it's part of the menu. Like you had to go and do that.
Yep, you went through the menu. That was...
I bought it on the Vita. I love 10 on the Vita, by the way. I didn't really play 10 too that much, but 10 on the Vita, where it was portable and you kill some time just going through that sphere grid, was outstanding. Yep. Well, that game 100% needs to go to the Switch.
The fact that you can pass a save file back and forth was so revolutionary to me. It was awesome.
That was really cool. But that game's on PC. You got to put that on the Switch. That's something I think at this point Square should be doing, something like that. It makes sense. But I can tell you this, when I got Resident Evil Revelations 1 and 2 physically, you did not need one in the Switch to play 2. It was just a straight up, you punch this code in, you get the second one. So,
and hell, those games make sense. Yeah, I could live with that. Like, okay, you want to skimp out on Resident Evil Revelations 1 and 2? Fine by me. I understand your position on this. But this? No. No.
Yeah, so they got wrecked pretty hard on online everywhere. Pretty much everyone looked at it was like, they start going through it and explaining it, and they're like, this makes zero sense actually, like no sense. So I don't know what they're doing over there. It's crazy. But now I'm concerned about the X collection because, well, that's going to be split too, right?
It's going to be 17 different cartridges and like a binder. And it's going to cost you $400.
I mean, they mailed to you in envelopes.
Yeah, I mean, this is insane. So I already know. Well, I mean, this one I'm just probably going to buy the Legacy Collection 2, probably digitally. I don't know. The first one I think I own twice. So, but the second one at least has 8 and 7, and I actually liked 8 despite the terrible voice acting and stuff like that.
I did too.
Yeah, 8 was fun. So I'll get that one because that's a fun one to play back through on the Switch.
I'll get X. I'm not the biggest fan of the originals.
Oh, sure. X is great.
The X games, man, the X is...
You know what I really want to do is play all the way through X7 and I think X8. I actually didn't play all the way through them. I rented them and I was like, this isn't Mega Man X. I stopped immediately. So I would like to get them and play back through them in my older years here. Not when I was like, 12, I guess. 11, 12. So that's that, man. That's a shame.
It makes no sense.
Gosh. What were you saying, Max? I cut you off, man.
I was gonna say, yeah, I had a friend who over the course of like a summer, it was my roommate. We were living in it was like 5 of us living in a 1-bedroom apartment at one point. So you all just slept on the floor. And so if someone was playing something on the TV, you all basically had to watch him because we only had one TV. And he beat all the Mega Man games. It was when the Mega Man X collection came out on PS2. And I remember when he got up to 7 and 7 just getting him stuck for so many hours. That game is so brokenly hard.
Man. Yeah, I'm gonna try it out anyway just to do it. I see it, Chad. We'll keep that for the end when we do the super chat readouts and everything. So again, if you have a super chat in there, I will get to it. Don't worry, we will do that. Yeah, that was something else. So okay, we have 3 more topics actually, and then we'll get to some community stuff. Okay, now Sean, I talked to you about this one. You said you had a whole bunch probably to say about it, but we are back to, gosh, when was that? 2004, when video games were being blamed for violence in like real world. It's being brought up.
Yeah, well, I remember in 96 is when it all started because of Columbine. Remember the kids were playing Doom.
No, 92 at Mortal Kombat and Sega CD.
Well, no, but I mean directly.
Yeah, politicians. Yeah, but it was brought back up by several different politicians, senators. I believe Trump even mentioned it himself. So it's back into the fold of. I want to say the older generation is like it's those video games. They're causing people to go crazy and they're training them to go out in the world and do bad and everything. And I can't believe we're back to this point because it was. I remember with Jack Thompson, everyone was like, "This is stupid," but he eventually fell off. No one took him seriously anymore. But what do you guys think about what we're seeing here with video games being blamed for like real world like tragedies?
Here's the thing. Oh, you want to go first?
No, you hit it because I'm gonna start throwing out boring numbers and stuff probably afterwards. So
okay. Here's the thing. In society and in life in general, the older you get, there's one thing you start to realize: nobody wants to be held accountable for anything. Everyone wants a scapegoat. Nobody wants to point the finger at themselves and say, you know what, maybe there's something wrong with me. Maybe I messed up. No, it's because my parents didn't love me. No, it's because I grew up in a bad situation. No, it's because I watched this movie. I played this game. That's where I got the thing. The thing of it is, to me, is if someone plays a video game, watches a movie, watches some form of entertainment, and then wants to emulate that in any way, shape, or form beyond something, normal, like maybe you see something like a skateboarding. Oh, I want to go skateboard. That's normal. If you see a violent act and you say, hey, I want to go blow up a building because I did that in the video game, it's not the video game or the movie or the song or the book or any other form of entertainment that is making you do that. It is some sort of psychological issue that is just kept under the radar from society because, it's not cool to talk about mental health. It's not cool to talk about your problems. Men have to be men, women, have to be women and shit like that. And because of that, you form these scapegoats and you form these outside influences when in actuality, it's just the individual. If this was the case, I played Mortal Kombat a lot. I've never tried to freeze someone. I never tried to rip out someone's spine. I played first-person shooters. I never tried to kill a dinosaur like in Turok. It boils down to the individual themselves. If this was the case, with how many copies of Grand Theft Auto 5 have been sold?
78 billion.
A lot, like 80 something million or something like that.
If it was really the games, then we would all be out here trying to start World War with guns and stuff like in Call of Duty, and we'd all be stealing cars and we'd all be, robbing people and stuff like that, like in Grand Theft Auto 5, or trying to, eat mushrooms and jump across buildings like in New Donk City. Like, Christ's sakes, man, it comes down to accountability. And sometimes in life, there's just messed up people. There's been messed up people. They're born that way or, something happened to them traumatic, but it's a mental health thing. It has nothing to do with the forms of entertainment. The forms of entertainment are just there for entertainment, for an escape, for a look into something different and beyond what is inside your normal life.
All right, then.
So
you want to go back?
Something's really interesting is this guy came out and I was reading a statement. It was really interesting. And he said, hey, I used to be the head of research council under the Obama administration, and we actually researched this. And he basically was doing a reply, since Trump is talking about this a lot and saying that we got to handle the video game violence. And he actually specifically said, he said, we investigated this a lot. Violence is a big scale of like getting mad to breaking stuff to hurting people, and they're like, and nowhere on that scale ever in all of our millions of tests did video games or movies ever influence that at all. Like, no matter what, if you are just, your behavior is going to take place. So we have a lot of science behind the fact that you're going to enjoy the media you like, and you're going to find the excuses to do the things you like.
So Sean, how many subs are you from your 34K goal?
I'm 84.
84,
we are
84.
13 subs from 84,000. You guys don't want to see me celebrate on the live stream tonight. You don't want to see it. So don't subscribe to RGT85.
I'm 40 subs from 88.
Look at this. We could have a dual celebration. You don't want to see a dual celebration tonight. I'm sure out of the 800 people in here, there are 13 people who are not subscribed and 40 people that are not subscribed to Max. You don't want to see a dual celebration.
True.
Oh, man. Yeah.
I might bounce out here in a minute, guys. I'll be honest. My voice is really hurting. I'm sweating real bad.
That's fine. That's fine. You got Sean and I are here. We're hanging out. If you gotta go, you gotta go. It's no big deal.
Let me. I'll stick around. I'll bounce when I gotta bounce.
That's fine.
I am actually going to bounce out. I'm trying to talk and screw me up. I apologize. I'm really sorry. I hate being sick, but I'm trying not to push myself too hard until I'm fully well.
All right, man. That's fine. That's fine, dude. That's fine. Get some sleep, dude.
I'll be back, and I'll see you everybody next week for an extra long, great show. So,
gotcha.
Peace and love, everybody. And let me say a giant congrats to Sean already, because I'm sure all of you are subscribing right now, right?
Good. 5 away. 5 away.
All right.
Let's go,
man. I'm gonna subscribe to mom all my sock accounts. All right, there we go. Everybody.
All right, man. Cool. We'll see you. So it's me and Sean here, but you know what? It's all right. We got this.
We got this.
We got it. We got it.
We got this.
I did send OJ a message. He might be busy though. I needed his input on this Naruto thing.
Yeah,
I see his input on it to see where we are with that because it sounds like a pretty big deal.
Yeah, I think it is. And we hit 84,000, folks. We hit 84,000 live on the SpawnCast. You guys are nuts.
That's awesome. That was quick. Yeah,
that is awesome. Yeah, thank you guys so much. Yeah, I won't disappoint. Trust me, got a lot of content coming.
Nice. Yeah, anything good you can give them a little preview on real quick?
Yeah, tomorrow, early. We're doing the best PS4 and Xbox One games of March 2018, the games that you'll want to be on the lookout for. And then potentially at Sunday night, maybe Monday morning, just depending, will be the Payday 2 Switch review.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, we played quite a bit of that, which we can talk about as well. Sean, you have been pretty much, I would say, addicted to this game at this point. Payday 2? Yeah, that's fair, right? What are you thinking so far about what you've played?
Sorry, I was typing something in the chat.
It's fine.
I really I can understand. There's to me with the reviews, there's 2 points of view. Because there's 2 main issues in the game, and I'll just go over them briefly. The first main issue is that it is not up to snuff in terms of the content update as far as the PS4 and the Xbox One. To me, that's a moot point. I don't even see that as an issue, and because to me, if you're buying it on the Switch, there's a good chance that you've never played this or you haven't played it in a long time. Because if you want to get it on the PS4, you want to get it on the Xbox One, it's like $20. You know, if you want to get it on Steam, it's cheaper on Steam. So I don't foresee that being a huge issue. I have not been, I've played probably 15 hours already since yesterday. I played like 10 hours yesterday. I played like 5 hours today. I've never sat there and been like, well, gee willikers, there's not enough mission variety. I'm already bored out of my mind. There's like over 50 missions. Some of these missions can take hours. Like it's not, and all the guns and all the weapons, all the customization and stuff. It's like, you're not going to run out of stuff to do unless you were just a diehard PS4 player who's moving over to the Switch. And plus that just means more content is coming to the game. So that's sort of a moot point to me. Obviously the big thing is the voice chat. The voice chat, here's the thing. It sucks that there is no voice chat.
Yeah, I think the game kind of needs it. We were kicking people because we couldn't tell them what to do. You were like yelling at the screen when someone was like wandering around on the wrong side.
Right. And it's like, I would say that's the biggest issue. It seems like people that I've been playing with are smart enough to know the mission objectives, but sometimes they don't want to leave the mission when it's done. And that could be problematic to a degree. And I would say that is the biggest issue within the game. But in the same breath, if you're playing with friends, like Spawn and I did, we hopped on, we just opened up a random Google Hangout. You get on Skype, you get on Discord. It does suck. Trust me, it does suck that there is no voice chat. But I think the game is still very playable even without it. Like most of the missions, we played for what? It's like 2 hours.
Yeah,
so
we played a good
I don't like my 15 hours of playtime. I've played with 2 hours with someone with voice chat. I still have a ton of money. My character's still leveling up. I've still done a ton of missions, and it sucks, but it's not the be all end all.
Yeah. It's I think it's good for people who have never played the game. But if you own it on another system, there's probably not a massive reason to rebuy it, I guess. But like you didn't play it until now, right, Sean?
Yeah, I played the original to death on the PS3. I did not play the sequel until now.
The second one's much better than the first one. There's just so much more to it. But what's cool is I think there are gonna be a lot of people who have never played it that will probably get on the Switch, and it's a lot of content if you have never played it and you buy into it here. Especially if you didn't play it on the PS4, Xbox One, and maybe the Switch version is interesting to you because it's like portable, I guess you can take it with you. Very cool. And what I think is really neat that we haven't tried yet, but it sounds like an awesome idea, is the LAN feature where everyone can sit in a room together. All you do is take your Switch with you, because when we used to do like LAN play or LAN parties at the old store we used to run, we would actually, when we closed, we would have everyone bring their their laptops or desktops. I think we all had desktops. We'd haul those things around. We'd go into the store because it was big enough, and we would set, and it would take forever to set these things up and get it running and everything. Whereas if you have your Switch and you kind of just sit down in a room with people, or if you're like taking a train somewhere, it's all ad hoc play. So the Switches like talk to each other, and you could do 4 people in a room sitting around playing portably.
Yeah, like I think that's a very under the radar feature that unfortunately, for my review, I won't be able to be like, oh, well, it works great. But I mean, you have to figure the online is smooth enough, local is probably fine. But that's a very attractive feature in the game. But I mean, just the game is just it's not a great game. Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna sit there and gush all over it, but it's a good game. And the most important thing is it's a fun game. The mission variety that I've experienced in this 15 hours, from a simple jewelry heist to having to go into a Confederate bar and rescue a guy to have him build the bike. Then I have to get away on the bike. Then the bike goes on a train, and then I'm battling people on a moving train. It blows my mind. And the fact that you can do what John and I really want to try to do is get the stealth aspect of the game, because there's a very big stealth aspect, and you could do missions with just like not even alerting the cops. And like that to me just blows my mind on how cool that could be, because it's essentially like 2 games in one. You could play it as a stealth game, or you could just go in guns blazing. So
yeah, it's really neat that you can do that. Like Evan was telling me all about it, because he put, I think I could look at his Steam, but I think he put like almost 200 hours in that game. Yeah, I mean, you could probably believe it actually with how much stuff is in it, and the PC version has even more in it, which is really cool. But it was interesting when he told me about that you can do stealth completely, because you have skill trees we were showing that you could build out. But he was saying you get somebody who cases the place, they get it all figured out, and then you can finish the mission super fast if you do it right. And that's really cool that you can complete missions in different ways. It's just, I think I'm really hopeful right now is we get to a point where Nintendo releases this online later on this year in September, and voice chat is just native. Like that's it.
Yeah. I know that there's I actually covered it today on the Nintendo Enthusiast site that let me see when it loads. Yeah, they were asked, Starbreeze was asked about voice chat for the Switch version. If this would load, it would be amazing. There we go. The comment was, we are waiting to be able to participate in Nintendo's voice over IP app solution. As soon as we're given the go ahead, this is definitely on our list to look into update.
Yeah, it's interesting. No, I don't think anyone's been given the go ahead to be a part of that app other than Splatoon 2, right? I mean, does anything else work through that application?
No.
Isn't that telling? I feel like that's
telling,
right?
Yeah.
I think they're getting rid of that app. Maybe I'm crazy. I'm almost positive they're getting rid of that app, and there's gonna be some other solution when this online launches. They'll keep the app for probably like statistic stuff like they did with Splatoon, but I do not think voice chat's gonna run through that.
Yeah, I think they realized, like, for every Nintendo success, there's obviously going to be failures too, and I think Nintendo is a lot more in tune with things this time than in previous times, because I think Kimishima is a very, very different president than Nintendo has ever had, and I think he's the type of dude to be like, this app sucks, we need native voice chat, and then yes sir, and everyone just gets to work on it. Like the dude don't mess around. Like, I would have messed.
Yeah, he was probably
mess with anyone. I would have messed with that dude.
He was probably mad. But we already know the Switch can do it. Splatoon actually has built-in voice over IP into it when you do LAN play and you're not playing online. It works.
Yeah.
So like you can just talk to each other. People figured this out randomly. So it's nothing to do with technology or anything. It's mostly to do with their online network. And shock, and a new online service is coming in September. Yeah. Wonder what that'll be, right?
Yeah, I think I think you'll see it implemented, and that's a good way. It's actually, some companies should be looking forward to that if it is native, because you figure a game like Payday, a game like Doom, even you do a holiday price sale now with voice chat with Nintendo Online. Yeah. That's an easy way to move some copies.
You could even do like a like even Minecraft would work well with that, and it's going to have cross play. So if they get this voice chat working, you could actually be talking to people that are on the Xbox or the PC or even on their cell phone.
Yep, Rocket League. You know, there's a lot of potential with it. So hopefully they do it right. If not, you know, at worst case, if they completely muck it up, at least you know we can all make videos on it and yell about it, and people will be like, yeah.
Yeah, right. But it's gonna be interesting because I feel like there's something there with that online service that we don't know about. I mean, what's the biggest thing they could do with that online service to change everyone's mind? I think it's voice chat and party system, right?
Yep. That's all I really need to do is just keep it simple, keep it basic, throw in the online game NES games, which I still don't understand how the hell that's gonna work, but you know, whatever. And maybe you know implement some stuff you know down the road, but they definitely need to do something right with this because you know it's definitely a problem.
Yeah, I would say so. It's certainly an issue that they need to get worked out. And that app is just there was so much pushback. I can't imagine they want to do it anymore. So
yeah, no, there's no way.
Yes. So we'll see. I think OJ just saw his invite actually to the SpawnCast. So maybe he's jumping in. I don't know. But I think he just saw it. Somebody asked him on Twitter. So you might see OJ in here. We can ask him about this this Naruto thing. I gotta figure that out. I'll work on it, guys. I'll get Rosetta Stone. We'll do that. So was there anything else? I feel like I'm missing something, Sean. What am I missing?
What
am I missing? I'm missing something, aren't I? Burnout Remastered. Interested? Yep. Yes, no?
Yeah.
Okay.
I am.
Okay, you are interested. Did you see? All right, so this is the point we are now with EA. We just assume there's microtransactions in there, right? But it has been pretty much confirmed, at least by a community manager, that there are none. But the fact that people were willing to get the pitchforks and go after EA before we had any confirmation because there was apparently a false listing with PlayStation shows really our confidence and our mindset with EA right now, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's fair. It's not like baseless accusations. It's just, you know, looks like a duck, quacks like a duck. It's probably a duck, and when it's EA, it's like fuck. Yeah, you know, you cannot trust. You really can't trust any video game company. But definitely not ones that burn you consistently. And it's a good step. You know, it's good that there is no microtransactions, but it's also a last generation game. Show me a new game, a new IP. Show me Anthem with minimal microtransactions or something, and maybe you'll start to turn the corner with that. But you know, they are definitely not out of the woods yet.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long road for EA, a very long road. They're not gonna all of a sudden overnight be, you know, in our good graces or like out of the woods when it comes to that. So Burnout Remastered, it looks cool. I don't really know if it needs to be a $40 thing because when I did max out the PC version, which it kept crashing on, I gotta figure that out. It didn't look that much different from the trailer they posted. I will say that.
Yeah.
But the PC version definitely needs some updates when it comes to the options menu. Like it doesn't have like a massive widescreen. You can use 3 monitors, but we're to the point we're using widescreen. But the PC version is not coming out till later this year. But I think that could be the best version just because of the options that they could add in. Maybe that's why it's delayed. But I'll look into it. Not Burnout 3, but I did like Paradise. Yeah,
Burnout 3 is better. OJ!
How's it going?
OJ's in.
Like, what's going on here? I see people saying, "Hey, OJ, jump on the SpawnCast." I'm like, "What?" And then I look at my messages. I'm like, "Oh, you sent me a message, but you sent me a message like at 6:14. It's like after the time it starts." So
yeah, we were just hanging out. Max got sick, and then he was trying to power through the stream, but he had to tap out a little bit.
Man,
but I was like, "Yo, let me send a message to OJ. See what he's."
Yeah, I was actually editing, so yeah, I didn't see your message until just right now, until after I got done editing, or I was during editing. So I was like, okay, well, is it too late? Let me see if I can hop in.
Oh yeah, man, jump on in. Yeah, we talked about Naruto.
My favorite video game series.
Yes, yeah. I was like, you know what, OJ would be able to fill us in on this because I know it's coming. We know it's happening. It's the first 3. But what are your thoughts on that showing up on the Switch? You got to be happy, right?
Kind of. It's like, I don't know, like when you go see your in-laws or something like that. It's like,
I mean, these are all games that you've probably already played, right?
Yeah, I played all of them. I played the heck out of all of them. They're all it's tough to kind of like it's cool. Don't get me wrong. They're cool games, and I think that they're more style over substance. Though that's my biggest thing with them. Like if you're a big Naruto fan, or if you just like simple fighting games, they're great. But there's not a lot of depth. Like don't go expecting like Dragon Ball Fighters Z type of quality. You know what I'm saying with the fighting mechanics and all that, because it's just not there at this point. Like, it's not even up to the Clash of Ninja series, which is dead at this point. So, I mean, I'm happy that it's coming over because the graphical quality in these games are great. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a showcase. Like, it looks amazing. It does, cut time, like the quick time events. It's fantastic. But, the gameplay itself is is not very good in my opinion. But it's okay. I mean, they're fun to play. But really, like, if you're a Naruto fan, then yeah. But I mean, I don't know about for any. I mean, are you guys Naruto fans at all?
No, apparently I need to watch it. I got into I was telling him I got into My Hero Academia. I actually tried it and I ended up binging it because I actually liked the idea and the premise a lot. Now I'm waiting for season 3. Sean, I guess, were you really just familiar with like Dragon Ball, Sean?
I mean, I watched like 3 episodes of Dragon Ball one time and I was like, I don't know what's going on. And that was it.
Sean's not a big anime person.
Okay. Yeah. Then I mean, I'm not so sure. I mean, about these games. I mean, you can actually like understand what's going on. If you play the games, you'll literally know everything that you need to know. Like there's some details here and there that they leave out, but nothing. The video games actually do a better job of how it looks like the battles than the anime and the manga. Like they actually add things to like stuff and things that happen like that didn't even happen. They add that in there, so it actually makes it look better and more dramatic in the video game. So you might actually get a better sense or think that it's better than when you actually watch it. That's the one thing that I know about the Storm games. Like it's the same developers who did Azura's Wrath. I'm not sure if you ever.
That kind of had like big cinematic type stuff going
exactly.
on.
Exactly. Cyber Connect too. They're really huge on cinematics and like cutscenes and quick time events. So yeah, same developers who did that. And if you play them, I mean, like I said, they're really good to stream. Like when you stream them and people watch it, like people are like entertained just because of how it looks. But they're not actually playing it. But when you stream it, it's amazing. People are hooked. Like they're great games to stream.
Okay. Did you guys see the? Oh, actually, OG, you haven't played Payday 2 yet, have you?
Not yet. Not at this point. I'm just gonna get it on. I'm just gonna get it on when it comes out Tuesday. So
you were gonna pick it up though on Tuesday?
Yeah, I'm just gonna pick it up on Tuesday.
Sean, have you seen that Sean is pretty much obsessed with it completely?
I know. I watched you guys' video.
Sean is absolutely. He's played like 15 hours already and just got it.
Yeah, I'm almost level 50.
Yeah, I watched you guys' video, so I mean, I didn't know you were obsessed with it. I just watched like a 15-minute video from you guys. I was like, okay, it looks cool.
So I got it yesterday morning. I woke up at like 10. I played it pretty much all day. We did a video together, and then we edited the video, and then we played a little bit more, and then I was like, I don't think I'm going to stream it tonight. I'll stream it after the SpawnCast tomorrow. And then I sat there for like 20 minutes and I was like, I think I'm going to stream this some more. I just sat there. Dude, I played it for like literally 10 hours yesterday. Like,
all right. So Evan just popped in.
Yep.
And he is the Payday 2 guru over here.
I wouldn't say guru, but I mean, definitely resident.
Quite a bit about it, right?
A bit, yeah.
You played, how many hours are you in on Steam?
Oh,
you can be honest. It's okay.
Well, because like RGT in the first week when that game dropped, I think I played it for maybe 50 hours. First week. I'm only up to I'm only up to 155 though, because I keep getting hit with the lulls of always dealing with people who don't want to actually do the mission in stealth, or they're not really that accurate, and so everyone starts dying on your team, and then it's just you trying to.
I noticed something on the PC version. Whenever I played it on PC, I didn't get that many people with headsets like talking.
Yeah.
Isn't it weird? Like you don't see it a lot, and that game needs a lot of communication.
Yeah, it really does.
So it's interesting. The PC version kind of has almost the same issue the Switch version has now. Of course, voice chat's there, but people just don't really talk on PC that much. It's very odd. But you told me all about the stealth stuff, and you saw our video, right? And you said it looked like we were a bit behind the PC version by a good bit.
I saw the pictures, yeah. The graphics look way back, and you guys were in the old safe house and everything.
Well, we did a video on it and everything. And we went through the Mall Crasher level. But then we also kind of looked at the menus. You just said, what's the max level for PC right now?
Well, you hit. I'm trying to remember what the prestige level is because you hit 100.
It's 100, I think, is prestige, and then you have to buy it for 200.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what that is because I think I've seen sixes or sevens.
Oh wow,
prestige, but I haven't seen higher. I don't think I'd have to look it up.
Yeah, but we were Sean is pretty much addicted to it. He hasn't really played it until now, and he seems to love it. So I'm curious how many people on the Switch will get it and be really into it, just as like kind of a new game to them. So I was trying to figure out how much the update, it being kind of behind, would actually affect this, like a crowd that really hadn't played Payday, whether it's on the PS4, even the PS4 and Xbox One version of behind too, though. But I'm curious how much that'll affect them when it comes to that, because there's still a lot of content in like this version of Payday 2.
Yeah, I mean, I've only scratched the surface in terms of like missions and crap like that. Like every time I boot it up, different mission names and different missions to do and stuff like that. So,
yeah. And then Evan, I was talking to him about the thing that was really interesting to me, and I think it's the Switch's biggest advantage here is the local like the LAN, like actually being able to sit around on a couch with 4 different people with 4 different switches, and it just connects through ad hoc. So you shouldn't even need a router. It just connects to each other, and then you can pretty much go through in handheld mode and everyone can play. So if we were traveling somewhere on like a train or something, we could all just pop the Switch out with Payday 2 and just run heists that way.
No, yeah,
that sounds awesome.
It's a solid idea, and it was great to see it actually come together on that system, just because it really plays well with it. It's better than having to carry a computer everywhere.
Do you remember when I was telling them about how we did that? We played Killing Floor, I think the first one at the store.
And Bad Company too. We played that.
That was like a half-hour, 40-minute setup to get everyone's computers ready. Yep. Whereas with the Switch, you just press the power button, you're going. So that was really exciting to me to see that. But I was hoping they would put more time into Payday 2, because it seems like the developers have a serious they have a bad rap about actually updating this stuff. So
the one porting it, or the original developer?
Overkill, I think, the original developer. I see a lot of people online giving them a lot of grief about that.
Well, but you guys get to skip the issue of when they added loot boxes into the game.
Yeah, they had all that. That's right.
Yeah, people got so mad, and then they were like, all right, we'll fix it. And now that's over with, so you guys won't get hit with that. That's kind of good.
Yeah, it was pretty bad at one point for that. But they seem to, I guess, get it all worked out. We'll see if they update the Switch version. I'd like to see them do that. Just because I think there will be renewed life with that game on the Switch if they treat it right. So, but yes. So what we have a little bit of time here, because I wanted to go through some of your guys' comments. I thought that'd be really fun to go through some of that stuff, because you guys had a lot of stuff you guys were typing in the chat. And now that OJ's here, you can ask him, and now that Evan's here, you can ask him as well. But let me, if you guys want to look at the chat, we'll just start talking to people. Let me go through the super chats that I might have missed. And we can kind of do that. Was there anything else you guys wanted to go over before we start talking with community? Whether it's the Smash Bros. Rumor, do you guys think that's popping up this year, as we've heard from Emily Rogers?
Probably.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt her at this point.
Yeah, we've been teasing with the idea of it. Like every time we brought it up, it always feels like, yeah, but maybe not. But if it does, awesome. So that always seems to be the gist of it. So I mean, if it drops, it drops. That's gonna be fine. It's gonna be great.
Yep.
I mean, it makes sense to bring it up.
The hint? It was enhanced with alterations and maybe a couple additional things. Was
a couple new content, like potentially like new characters, and kind of like remixed content from brought over content from the 3DS and Wii U version, because the 3DS has exclusive stages and it has an exclusive mode. It has Smash Run, and it also has some levels that are exclusive to it. Some actually really cool levels, like a Earthbound level or whatever.
So you're thinking all that's going to just be added, just throw it all, combine everything to the Switch version?
Yeah, combine everything. Maybe even put in like a single player.
Yeah, like I hear that a lot. Throw single player in there. Yeah, maybe
like a single. I mean, they have single player and co-op content in there that nobody ever plays. That's actually kind of fun, like the challenge modes and all that stuff. But if they actually put in like a Subspace Emissary or something like that, that could be something that they can throw into there. Since they don't actually have to. I mean, if they are bringing it over from the Wii U, they don't have to do the hardest part, which the hardest part with any Smash Brothers game is the engine, is literally recreating everything outside of sound samples and some assets here and there, recreating the whole thing from scratch. That's the hardest part, where Sakurai almost loses his hand every single time. So if they don't have to do that, then that actually frees things up for them to kind of, put in some more things that they weren't able to do, which at this point, like I've said before, I don't want to go on too long about this, but I don't think, like, the way that Sakurai developed Smash Brothers and the way that this franchise is developed is reckless. I don't like it at all. I don't like the way Sakurai complains about it. It seems like it's it's going to end in ruin every time that you have to do like create everything. Let's create everything brand new. Like they need to move it over to a different engine, use a stock engine or whatever, like Unreal or something like that. Because I just don't like hearing what Sakurai says. It makes me like worried. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hoping that they have a resolution to this. You know, so.
Yeah. I think it'll be interesting if they do that. I think it'll be a great way to kick off the online. I think it'll be a great way to get people to pay if it's like super robust with what they can do online. So that's kind of the hope is that September they introduce some awesome online or something, like whether it's rooms or party system or voice chat, something really cool to make it work well. So let me go through some of these, I guess these messages you guys sent in through the super chat. We ended with Doug E's one about the game collection for digital. Then Milo Creek asked any speculations for the Switch anniversary. I saw this going around a lot. I'm sure you guys did. People are wondering if when March 3rd shows up, if there will be something, a direct, I guess, an announcement of some kind, or just a thanks for sticking with us for a year message on Twitter.
That's what they're gonna do.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured.
Here's a brand new trailer for Kirby Star Allies.
Hey, you know what? That almost matches up with the date we saw for that ad for a demo.
Well, there you go. Here's a demo for Kirby Star Allies. Like they're gonna do something like that. Oh, and get like 5% off of a Wii U download. Like they
oh man,
something like that. Watch.
I mean, you're probably right. They're probably not, I would say, planning everything around a date like that. But I'm sure they'll do something on Twitter. You know, 1 year ago we released this. But did anyone else have any other thoughts on that? You think there is something big coming for that?
No, it'd be cool, but no, I don't. I never expect things like that. Like I think that's just people getting their hopes up like for no reason. Like. Don't expect things like
because
that.
Everybody wants a reason, they want a reason to believe.
They never did any type of anniversary stuff for any other systems that I can remember, like anything memorable.
Yeah,
like Wii U, 3DS. There was nothing ever that I can think of like, oh, it was this date that it released that they did something, even with their successful systems, with their not successful systems. So I mean,
well, the real problem with that is it's kind of slippery slope because then everyone will expect there to always be something, exactly. The second year, third year. Really, what they should do is, if they're going to do anything, announce that they're doing something on the anniversary. Like, hey, thanks for sticking with us. And then on the 8th, we're gonna do some kind of direct or something. Don't make it that day. Make it like an announcement for a day later or something.
Like, you guys remember like the Digital Deluxe program, and then everyone's like, okay, well, where's the Digital Deluxe program for the Switch? And they're like, we're not doing one.
The Digital Deluxe program was awesome, though.
It was really good. It was too good.
You know why it was too good? Yeah. Because it would work with review code. Yeah. That shit was phenomenal, baby. I love that. I was like, yeah, I got a review game. Oh, I got credit for buying it.
Oh, Nintendo's like, wait a minute, we made a mistake. Oh, we can't go back.
Mistakes are made.
We got a question here from Doug E again. Doug E actually asked a lot of questions. Doug E, do you guys collect games for PC? If so, what are your faves? I assume he means like physical ones, which are kind of hard to find now, to be honest.
Yeah, hard to get.
Yeah, I'd like to get more of them. I think my favorite one right now that I actually have physically in the box with everything is Jedi Outcast. I like that game. That's a good game. I'm trying to remember where I put it. It's around here somewhere. But I do have Jedi Outcast physically. I used to have Dark Forces 2 or Jedi Knight Dark Forces 2. I used to have that physically. I don't know where that went. But other than that, I don't have a lot of games physically. I used to have X-Wing TIE Fighter. I think that's still at my parents' house.
I always feel like by the time the game comes out, I never have the money on hand to get the one that I want, because I know
what I know is
Witcher 2 Special Edition came out, and I really wanted all of that, but just didn't have the money at the time.
I know. I have the KOTOR for the PC. I have that somewhere at my parents' house too. That was like 3 or 4 CDs, I think. But I don't really know. It's fallen off. Steam took over. It's digital now. That's kind of it.
Yeah. I have The Darkness 2 physical for PC. Nice. I really like that game, and I also have Mass Effect Trilogy PC on there. I think that's about it in terms of my physical PC games. But yeah, they're not easy to get. Like, you don't see them all over the place. Like, I was looking for like Dragon Ball Fighter Z, and there's like nothing. There's just like, it's just hard to get physical PC games. There used to be, and I wish I would have bought more. Now that I know how it is, and I wish I would have bought more back then. Because they used to be around. Like, they used to be, just go there, you could pick up PC. before Steam kind of just started really just womping on everything. But now it's just hard to find.
I think it's partly in the hands of the companies that make the games too, because they're starting to feel like they can rely on that. They don't have to mass produce just these amazing packages, even with just a basic manual. So like, why not?
Yeah, I have one. I have I'm pretty sure the Indie Box sent it to me, but it's the Super Meat Boy Collector's Edition. Ooh. Big box. It's pretty cool. I never played it, but I have it in a box with all the trinkets, and there's lots of cool trinkets. So
that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
And then we have Chad Sarant said Mega Man X8 is the really good one. That is after X7, so no one remembers it. I actually did not play a ton of X8, and I would like to try either of those more now that I'm a little older, because when I was younger and it wasn't a 2D, Mega Man X game, I was really annoyed and took it right back to, I think, Blockbuster, no, Hollywood Video at the time. So I would like to go back and try those again in the X collection that's coming out this year. Did anyone play X8 this year?
I just heard horrible things about X8, and just about the the later ones there. I'm a big X1 through 3,
Oh yeah,
fan,
I'll play X3 all day and X1. Yeah. X2 is all right, but
I used to rent those.
Yep,
I think I spent more money renting them than actually to buy the games back then.
We should have bought it. I remember X3 was like $30, I think, then, and now it's like over $200.
Yeah, there were so many games that like when those stores were going out of business, like when Blockbuster and Hollywood were going up, they were like $5-10, but we were young, so it's hard to get the money to get all the stuff that you want.
Chrono Trigger was getting sold off for $20 a pop. I remember that.
Yeah, man. Like I went in there about like 5 games, and I was like, well, that's all I got. I spent everything. I was like, I can't afford anymore, and that was that. So,
but I am gonna go back and play those, specifically X7 and X8, just to see how they were, because I know I missed out on those. Did you play any of those, Sean? Do you have any of those games? When I think about it,
I have Rockman X8. I think I have the
Japanese version. Fancy.
Yeah. I think that's what it is. Maybe, I don't know. I could be lying. Let me see.
What about you, Evan? Did you play?
I am lying. I'm lying. I don't know what the hell I'm talking. What game is it? Do I have? Come back to me.
What about you, Evan? Did you played some of the X games, but I don't know if you played X7. You had a PS2 though.
Yeah, but I really did just stop at the early X's. I didn't really go past that point. Yeah. I think 1 through 3 was still my core.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The Super Famicom ones. No, I never played that. That was on PS2, wasn't it? X8.
Yeah, X7 and X8 were on PS2. Yeah.
Nope. Never played those.
Yeah, see, I'm gonna go back and play those because they lost me after X6. Even X6 was like tough to get through. I'll say that because that's when you were saving Reploids and stuff that were in the middle of the levels and everything. And I think it was the X5 where they had the ninja armor. That was cool. That was fun. I think that's where Zero got his purple saber too. That was pretty neat. Let's see. Oh, Dougie again. Last question. You guys are also keeping up the good work. Do you guys follow politics regularly? If so, who do you watch to keep up? Ben Shapiro, for instance. Yes, with a question mark.
I don't know. I live life. I don't worry about politics and shit like that.
I don't really worry about politics. I only worry about, like, people on Twitter get mad at me. They say, stop talking about politics. I'm like, I don't talk about politics. I talk about basic human rights. Like, like if someone dies and it's wrong, I'll say something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I only talk about that and people get mad at me. But no, I don't follow one person or other. Like, I talk about some of the bad stuff that happens, Florida shootings, things like that. But I don't follow one thing or another, figureheads in politics. Yeah.
I mean, YouTube is probably where you're going to find most of your at least honest people who explain things and talk about things. There's a couple. I know a lot of people are into, I think, secular talk. Does that sound right? I know a lot of people are into that. I know a lot of people are into David Pakman. But I also know there's a lot of people who go either end of the spectrum, like really far off one way. I don't really care that much, though, to be honest. I don't. I just kind of stick to what I'm doing.
The thing of it is, life goes on.
Yeah, I'll turn on the TV occasionally. Like when I'm at the gym, they have both Fox News and CNN, both boom right next to each other up there, and that's about it. And they're always just yelling at each other.
Yeah,
so I don't know.
I'm surprised there's not some type of like fusion dimension that opens up between those two TVs, like having Fox and CNN right next to each other. Does that even like work? How does that even like happen without both TVs exploding? So
yeah, I don't know. Well, I'll say a lot of all we're doing is watching a lot of rich people argue about a lot of things that they'll never figure out.
Yep.
That's all we're doing. But some people like it. Some people it's entertainment. That's fine.
That's great.
There you go. Jonathan Reed just dropped in $2 super chat with no message. Thank you, Jonathan Reed. Robot Chicken MLP said, Spawn Wave watch Pokemon X, Y, and Z in Japanese in preparation for Pokemon on Switch. I don't know. I feel like Pokemon on Switch might just be its own kind of thing. Like, it might not even be the same battle system. We've talked about that. Who knows? But we'll see when Pokemon Switch gets revealed. I'll get ready for it. So that'll be the time when I jump back into Pokemon. The 3DS lost me after the Switch came out. I really can't go back to that screen. It's so tough.
Same.
It's so tough. It's so tough to do that. Chat again. It's not a technical reason. Nintendo doesn't like voice chat, period. They're timid on voice chat because we know the Switch can do it because Splatoon 2 LAN can do it. I think they're just timid about it. That's all. I think it's something they want to do, but they're trying to figure it out so where it's not what we see on Call of Duty on the Xbox One, which is it's something. But usually it's a lot of little kids doing it anyway, right? That's usually the kind of chat you get the crazy stuff going on. It's usually younger kids that are just yelling half the time.
Sometimes it's adults. Sometimes, it just depends. It's to the point now to where I don't use voice chat on anything. That's how bad it is. Like, I got PS4, I got Xbox One, I got PC. I don't use voice chat for anything. Even when you're supposed to, like, I don't use it for, unless I'm playing with my friends, but then we all use Discord, or I'm playing with my community, we just use Discord. So
I got you.
It's that bad to me where I don't ever use voice chat on any other system. That's how bad it is for me. Like, I had enough at the Xbox 360 era. I'm done. I'm never using voice chat again.
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand. I was okay with Halo. I got him with that. Call of Duty is where it really went off the rails for me.
Yeah.
But I was fine. Halo was actually, I feel like Halo might have been maybe an older audience. I don't know, because Halo, I really didn't run into a ton of issues. You run into some dumb people, obviously, but for the most part, Halo was okay to me, especially Halo 3 days. I was all right with that. Halo 2 was actually worse, surprisingly. But Sean and I just went through the whole thing with Payday 2 on the Switch with no voice chat. If you get randoms, like it was just us, and then people will just randomly join your room. If you can't talk to them, you have a real problem. It's really tough. So I'd like to see them get voice chat just there as an option. And then just a quick, you hold minus, you see their name and you just hit mute if you don't want to talk to them.
Yeah.
So something like easy, just give us the option. That's all. I'm fine with that. But even Evan just said, Payday 2 on PC, no one really talks.
Well, yeah, but when you get into the games where they do, those are the games where you're probably going to get to the end without alerting anyone. Because
about like Overwatch, do people talk on the PC on Overwatch a lot?
They do, but Overwatch has the muting system, but also the reporting system. So it has kind of generated a better community at the higher end. Right. You will run into the people who are a little bit more memey, I guess, when they talk. But you also get people who are kind of like, there's like a whole other movement of people who, when you talk, they get mad that you're talking. Gotcha. Like they don't want you to talk because they don't want voice chat to be a thing. It's kind of awkward. But
that's weird.
But those are the people stuck in the lower brackets of the MMR. So
okay. I guess would Counter-Strike be the worst community?
Counter-Strike's bad, but a lot of it's just emulation of what they see in like Twitch and YouTube gaming. True. They'll just see people yelling there and they'll be like, oh, that's funny. I want to do it myself. It's always awkward because those guys are doing it for a crowd for money and that guy's doing it by himself in a corner. So
that's a good point. Yeah. It's yeah. It is, trust me, it's miles better if you have a group of people around. That's why I keep asking people when they're going to get Payday on the Switch. So Sean and I can fill out an entire room. But that's obviously the best way to go. Evan, do they ever get more than 4 people in a heist for Payday 2? I'm sorry, I'm going off topic. I was just curious. That was the thing.
I don't think so. Okay. I don't think I've ever seen that. Just curious.
They'd like some big raid or something. That'd be cool. This is from Leo asking, do you guys think Discord partners with Nintendo for the voice chat?
No.
Okay.
Nintendo would want to do it themselves. That way they can control it.
Yeah. If they were gonna do it, we would have already. I wouldn't say that we would have already known by now, but like it's just not going to happen. They're not going to let a third party outside type of deal say, "Oh, we're partnering." What do they buy 10% of DNA for?
Yeah,
if they were just gonna use Discord for.
While we're on this, OJ, we were talking about this earlier, because we noticed that the app has really not been updated at all for anything other than Splatoon 2 using voice chat. Like nothing's really been added to it. We were kind of speculating that they might end up kind of getting rid of the app for voice chat and keeping it for like the Splatoon 2 statistics type stuff with their first party stuff. Do you think that's do you think that's a possibility that they kind of open it up to a different type of voice chat system when they go paid online?
I think it might be as an option, or they might add games to it, but I just don't think that's going to be like the main way, to voice chat like with people. So yeah, I think it's more of a stopgap than it is an actual like final solution.
Well, I wonder if that was their test for communities to be like, well, if people use it, then maybe we'll think about it. But it was so garbage, no one wanted to use it, and they're like, I guess no one wants voice chat.
I'm curious. I think they knew that it was garbage, though. I mean, especially with DNA around there, like I'm pretty sure they're like, yeah, this is not very good. So I mean, I'm pretty sure they know it's not very good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious if they come out with some kind of integrated voice chat so that, like, Overkill could use it for Payday 2 pretty easily. Okay, this is all. Here's the foundation. We just have to add it into our rooms and stuff. That'd be kind of neat to do that. I remember back in the day on the 360, we used to send each other voice messages. Do you remember that? Like, if you saw somebody you didn't like in the room, and I remember people would send me mean voice chats all the time because I would, like, if you won by a lot, they would send you a bunch of hate mail.
Oh my God,
it was awesome. I would save like so many of them too.
Mortal Kombat was the like, because I don't know if you play Mortal Kombat 9, right, on the 360.
Ask Evan, how much of that did we play?
Johnny Cage, because you guys know Johnny Cage is kind of cheap, right? Like
he rides in on his Healy motorcycles and then rides out when he wins.
Johnny Cage is kind of cheap in that game. I mean, and I would use Johnny Cage and I would win. And people used to just, oh man, they would send the messages to me, and if they found out that I was black, it was even worse. So if they ever find out it was even worse than it already was. So
you ever play Kano Roulette?
No. Yeah, where you can spin the joystick around.
Have your hand on the joystick and you just keep spinning it. You don't stop.
I hate Kano.
In the beginning of it, when people couldn't figure out how to beat it, that's how you would win online. You could just literally spin the joystick and they just get getting hit. But Evan, you mained Ermac, didn't you?
Ermac, yeah.
That was your guy, man.
I was one of those guys. Yeah.
Screw Ermac. I hate everyone but Johnny Cage. I hate everyone. I absolutely hate everyone in that game but Johnny Cage.
It sounds crazy. I would love to see a remaster. I'd love to see a remaster of that game. I love that game.
It was really good.
That was a great game.
It is really good.
Here we go. Ryder Oz asks thoughts on the upcoming Pokemon Day.
That's not real, is it? Was that just a fake tweet?
I don't know. It just says thoughts on the what happened here exactly, OJ. What did I miss?
I heard Nintendo Life put up a tweet from like 2 years ago and made it, and they thought it was like it was going to happen soon.
What? Wait, what?
Like a Pokemon tweet, like a Pokemon Day tweet or something like that. Nintendo Life made an article, but then they're like, and then everyone was like Nintendo Life. That's like from like 2 years ago. they dropped the article. So I think that's what he's talking about there. I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not exactly sure.
I see something here. This is February 23rd, 2018. It says this is on their website, Pokemon.com. It says prepare for Pokemon Day.
Okay, so it's not the same thing. Some of the people in the chat probably know what I'm talking about with Nintendo Life and what they put up, and they deleted it.
That's bad. It says another exciting year with Pokemon is almost in the books as Pokemon Day approaches. I'm trying to figure out what day that is. It looks like they're talking about a lot of the TCG stuff, to be honest. But I'm trying to figure out what day that would be.
I think it's tied into the phone game too, but I don't know past that what else matters.
Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably something with that.
I see a lot of TCG stuff here. I do see Pokemon Go, and then it looks like they mentioned the 3DS game as well. So I guess it's just like I don't know what day that is. Maybe
it's a celebration.
It's a celebration.
But this is the date here. This is the thing. It's just prepare for Pokemon Day on Pokemon.com, and that article is dated the 23rd, so yesterday, 2018.
Microtransactions half off in Pokemon Go.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know. It's. I don't think it's gonna be an announcement. It seems like they're more remembering like what's occurred. I guess.
Like a day of remembrance.
Day of Pokemon remembrance
for all the Pokemon lost.
It says check Pokemon's Twitter is what somebody said.
But I'm checking Tinder. Come on.
Oh gosh.
Are you Tindering in Wilmington? Good luck,
dude.
You're in a new area. You need to check what's going on.
Dude. I used to have to, totally off topic. I used to have to do my distance for like 35 miles where I lived, just so I wouldn't see idiots that I knew, and just so I wouldn't see all these meth heads. I literally have my distance set at like 8 miles away, and it's just like It's like swimming, just swimming in all these women. And I'm just like, oh my God, this is amazing. Every time I log in, there's like hundreds of new ones. I'm like, where do you come from?
Oh, man. February 27th is Pokemon Day.
Oh God!
You know what you should do, Sean? You should do a night of Tindering on stream.
Oh man! You know what was actually pretty cool. There was a guy that did that too with a Smash Brothers player, Kataro. He like Tinder. He was like Tindering in like Mexico or something like that. It was lit. I was watching the stream. I was like, this is pretty cool. Watch them go out on dates. It was fun. You should totally do that.
Yeah, I would watch that. And what you should do is meet with one of them, but just strap your phone to your head so you can do like IRL.
Just get the full body GoPro camera just on the corner. We can watch you get catfished live.
Oh, dude, this one chick I've been talking to, she's like a bartender. She's freaking gorgeous, and
until you meet her.
Yeah,
I think I would watch that. I think a lot of people would watch that.
Oh, I would 100% watch that. I'm like, how much Dr. Pepper are we gonna need tonight?
Yeah. Right? Damn, look at this chick.
What you do is you do that, and then you just ask the chat like for their opinions as you go through everything, and just eventually they'll come up on your stream like as like your backlog and be like, "That's how he found me." It could be a fun like story for your kids. Let's see. We had Sakon 10 just said snake over and over again. That's kind of that's unfortunately it's a sad day for Metal Gear fans.
What's funny is that people trying to defend Metal Gear Survive. That's the funniest thing is people just
trying to defending that. Like really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's people that are Metal Gear. I don't know. They're like Metal Gear name fanboys because the game isn't really Metal Gear. So like they're Metal Gear fanboys within like the name of Metal Gear.
I mean, from what I've seen, the bulk of it's a retooled map from 5. So
yeah, it's the same. It's the same engine. It's the same. Like same everything.
Well, yeah, because it's just retweaked. So every video I've seen, it's like I've been there.
Chaskills Nazario said, Spawn, divvy this up with RGT and OJ. Times are rough. He's referring to the $6.
40% taken by Google.
Oh yeah, I always forget about that with the super chats. I always forget about that.
Yeah,
Google's man. Google's mean. I will send OJ and Sean $1 each though.
No, you don't need to do that.
They came over and helped me with my destructive.
We'll pay for the stamps. We'll get the shipping going.
Absolutely not. We're on your stream.
And I'm be like, here's 60 cents.
Tie it to a brick and put it in the mail.
Yeah, I'll mail it. I gotta buy stamps though. So,
Jesus Christ, Link 2.
Where am I? Greenbolt. Greenbolt just put $2 in with no message. Thank Greenbolt. Dougie again. One more question. Will you get Tomb Raider Barbie? I probably will not because I don't collect. I know there's people who collect Barbies. I obviously know that, but no, I don't collect Barbies. So although I will say my niece may get it. And if I'm buying her a Christmas present, guess what she's getting?
I'm definitely buying that Tomb Raider Barbie for my daughter.
Oh yes, that makes sense. But like
100% buying it for her.
But yeah, I know it's gonna be a limited edition thing. I know people collect that stuff. Like I know that, but I'm not gonna buy it.
Barbie's very interesting. She's had like literally like 100 careers. It's amazing stuff, man. Amazing stuff.
She's been around for a long time.
Yeah, she's a pilot. She was a doctor. She's been a dentist. She's been literally everything.
She's been everything.
She hasn't solved world hunger yet.
Yeah. Matthew says, will Nintendo do the big game a month in 2018? I guess that means one big game. I mean, they have it figured out for March, right? That's gonna be Kirby, I assume, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So what do they have in April? Is it one of the ports? Is one of the ports coming in April?
It's probably gonna be Hyrule Warriors for the West. It's coming out March is getting Kirby and Hyrule Warriors in Japan.
Okay. Oh wow, they're getting a little early. Is that going to be in English too? Could we just import that or buy it off of the Japanese eShop?
I would think you'd be able to import it and have. I would think, but we have to like wait and see. I know that for the Wii U it wasn't. It was the Japanese version was just all Japanese. So I mean, it might be the same thing, but I'm thinking since this is the complete one, they're gonna have it there. But yeah, Japan does get it March, I think like 22nd or something like that, and then they also get Kirby in the same.
You know what? I bet April's gonna be Wolfenstein too.
Ooh,
because GameStop, there's a GameStop in Arizona that recently, like last week, just put up pre-order stuff for the Nintendo Switch version of the game, like a big flyer on the door.
Yeah, I did see that.
We have a question. We have a question, Evan, from somebody about that, right?
Which one?
About
Sean Sweeney from Discord.
Sean Sweeney. OJ knows Sean Sweeney.
Yeah, with the Doom patch. The Doom patch for the resolution and the motion controls. Is it looking better for Wolfenstein for the release, you think?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it will. I think it's gonna have gyro out of the box. Like, do we think so? Gyro, I
mean? We played Doom. Me and my community, we played Doom like for about a good hour and a half today, and everyone thought it was it worked well. People that were using it said it worked well. It's definitely, they did a good job with the update, so I think that's definitely going to help with.
Yeah, but he was specifically pointing out the increased resolution, the increased frame rate, and the I guess the gyro aiming. I mean, I assume he was asking here because it says what are we more, I guess, positive or hopeful for them having a better, I guess, resolution, frame rate, and everything. I think so. Wolfenstein 2 is much more closed corridor, believe it or not, than even Doom.
Yeah, and there's no online aspect to worry about, so you don't have to worry about online coding and stuff like that. I honestly thought Doom was very damn good when it came out on the Switch, and that's coming from someone who played it to death on the PS4. I was very impressed with what they managed to do. And then after the update, I haven't even played the update in docked mode yet. I just played it strictly in handheld, and I was like, holy shit, they did something really good with this. Like, it's so much cleaner on handheld mode. It almost looks like, you know, like a legit jump. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, the gyro motion is actually pretty funny in handheld mode. You end up moving like the whole Switch around. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's kind of. I never even tried it like that. I just tried it with the Pro Controller.
Oh, sure.
Okay, yeah, it works.
Yeah, actually, I think it works all right with the Pro Controller. I think it works pretty well. I think a lot of people will use the split Joy-Con controllers, if I'm right. But I was fine with the Pro Controller. I thought it worked all right. Evan, you really like the gyro for Splatoon 2, if I remember right. So
yeah, it was pretty good.
And then I have to refresh this in a second, but Azure Tempest asked competitive Monopoly on Switch. I didn't get Monopoly on the Switch yet.
I'm totally down. I've got Monopoly. It's sealed. It's sealed. I told my daughter, I was like, "You want to play?" And she looked at it and she's like, "No, I'm good, Dada." And she walked out the room, and I was like, "Okay."
Did she break eye contact? Does that happen?
She just, I think she kind of like the people's eyebrows. She looked at me like, "Really? You want me to play that?" I'm not playing that with you. And she kind of walked out. So she's getting a little bit of attitude at this point.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, man.
Will McConnell said, I would love to see a digital rental service to try games before you buy. Should all companies have this? EA kind of has that with their service, but you have to obviously be subscribed to it. I just missed the days where everything had a demo and you would download it from GameSpy. That was a place you'd always download demos from. Even AOL would house demos, but that's how it used to be for the people who are a little newer to gaming or maybe a little younger. We used to have demos for everything. The PC magazine, PC Gamer would always mail you a disc every single month with the magazine. That's how it used to be.
PlayStation Magazine, like you could play. They used to have had a bunch of demos on there, like Crash and Jet Moto, and just all these different demos. You could play like a level or two from each one of them, or like a race. It was great. It was fantastic back then.
I am honestly disappointed that we've gotten away from the demos. Like, that was it, man. I loved it. Even if you didn't have any games, you could download a ton of demos, even on the 360. And I remember in the beginning of 360's life, there were a lot of demos there too.
I think the problem with where, at least not the problem, but what developers thought is like there started to become like studies, like things are saying like, oh, well, demos are reducing our sales, you know, like I'm saying like people aren't buying our games because of these demos, and developers started believing that. So
it almost seems like they're concerned that their game isn't good enough to sell them with a demo, and that's actually concerning right away because it almost seems like they want you to buy it just to even see what it's all about.
I mean, there's also been a major shift in gaming more towards the multiplayer aspects in a lot of regards. So if a game's trying to be sold on its multiplayer aspect, what's your demo? A level that everyone can play?
Like, for example, the Halo on the PC, you actually would, there was a demo for the online, you would download it and you just had Blood Gulch, and that was it. You just had one level. But the ending game in like 14.
But you can have a bunch of people who are completely fine with that. Next thing you know, you've got a bigger community playing that one map in that one game for the demo than actually buying the game.
We actually had that for a while. We actually had a pretty big community around it because that came out like 3 or 4 months before the game did. So we actually did nothing but play that. It was on GameSpy servers at the time. That's why it doesn't work now. But when the actual game came out, the actual game was awesome. There was a lot to that Halo game, and I would actually go back and play it more now, but you have to have a disc, and somebody actually fixed it up and then modded it completely, so it's like a new game, and it's actually really cool. I would check it out. I just wish we had demos again. I don't know. I kind of miss demos, man.
And a lot of them we're calling betas at this point. So
I guess
a lot of them are betas, or they're like, oh, you can play for this, and a lot of them don't even work half the time. Like Naruto Shinobi Striker, like they had a beta for these past. It hasn't worked for almost anybody. That's why I said I'm worried about that game. The beta doesn't work, so there you go.
Link 2, Sean says, I'd watch RGT live stream on Grindr. So there you go. You got your audience, man.
No, that's not gonna happen.
I'll record right up until the later part, and I'll have to leave.
Laser Discman brings up an interesting point after what we've seen with Capcom. Do you think Capcom will cheap out on the Street Fighter collection for the Switch?
God, please, Jesus.
That means a lot to Sean to get.
If there is anything holy in this world, if there is a greater power, a greater being, everything will be on that one cartridge.
You know what? I almost want to see it be like split into like a cartridge, a download, and then another download, just to see Sean make that video.
I would stab myself in the eye or something.
I would just want to see that video of Sean just losing it on Capcom.
It looks like it might happen.
But
we gotta wait and see. But it looks like it might. I think that if the PS4 and Xbox One are getting it all on one, they're gonna get it all on one. So I don't think Capcom, since the game is coming out day and day with the other versions, I don't think Capcom is going to do that. I think it'll be one cartridge. I think it will be one cartridge because it is coming out day and date with the other versions, whereas Resident Evil and the other ones came out like later, so like when they could do that. But if it's coming out day and date,
they could even do it to where like if you want to skimp out on something, have to download the online version of the game or the online features of the game or something. That'd be fine. But just please, for the love of God, please.
Capcom,
this is all
make it like fun. I just want to see Sean like lose it on camera.
I'm so excited for this. Like I even have my Street Fighter wallet. Like I am ready for this. Please do not mess this up.
It doesn't pay to be a Capcom fan, or like in my opinion. I used to be the biggest Capcom fan, and I ditched them a while ago. They're not the same company. Not saying that they don't make great games, because when they put their mind to something, they can make it. But like, look at all the stuff that Capcom does. Like, it's just like one thing after another. I'm like sick of it. I'm sick of getting excited for Capcom. I don't get excited for Capcom games. I'm never going to be excited until they have a complete, like, I don't want anybody to lose their job, but it would be nice if somebody could come in that could bring Capcom back to what it is. I think they need new leadership. I think they need not to fire anybody, but to just bring some new people in to bring it back to how it was. That company's a mess.
I think they got lucky with Monster Hunter World, to be honest. I don't think if that was there, I think they'd be in some trouble. It's also,
or maybe even a trump card. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is they know that they have that in their back pocket, and which Capcom does. Capcom has Resident Evil in their back pocket. Whenever something, they can always bring up, okay, we have this. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have this that we can do, and it always gets them out of trouble. So. But that's why they're so poorly ran. Like, the fact that we have to say that about them, right? Like, the fact that we have to say about Capcom, who has literally the best franchises outside of Nintendo, right? What did you guys say? That Capcom is probably next?
I think Capcom, or maybe you could even argue Square, just because of the massive map. But you're right, Capcom is up there. Capcom forever, right? So
yeah, Capcom is definitely up there with Frank. They have literally like a ton. Like, if you go through the franchise, like, man, that would be good. That would be good. But look how poorly managed they are, to the point to where we're talking about it towards at this like. They should be filthy, filthy, filthy rich, but they're not. You know what I'm saying? Like, they should have like tons and tons and tons of money, but they don't, because they're Capcom. So, they're new age Capcom. So whatever.
Sean, I'm gonna hope for your sake that that's not the case. In fact, Chad even chimed in with a good strategy for them. Street Fighter 1 on cartridge, 10 gigabyte download.
They can't. They have to do one thing right. Like, this has to be the one thing they do correctly.
Prepare to be surprised and disappointed. No, I hope it's just one cartridge. I hope they have a special edition for you, Sean, where it's this awesome big box set I hope they do all of that, you know, but it's Capcom. They ruined the Mega Man box art, you know, with that massive white stripe that says you have to download something.
Right.
But you know, yeah. What was your thought on that, OJ? Were you kind of annoyed to hear about Capcom doing that too?
No, because it's Capcom. I already expect something to go wrong. Like it's like, oh, something went wrong. I knew it.
What a surprise!
Yeah.
Big surprise. I'm never surprised. Like that's why people need to drop your affiliations with this company. Like if you like, just drop it. Emotionally detached. Trust me, I was the biggest Capcom fan. Like Resident Evil 4, one of my favorite games of all time.
Oh, yeah.
Resident Evil 5, absolutely love it. Like I used to love this company almost as much as Nintendo. They were right up there for me, but they've just too many. Like when they got rid of Kamiya, they got rid of Platinum, you know, or Clover Studios, how it was back in the day. They started dropping all the IPs. Beautiful Joe, Okami, all stuff that like
they have Beautiful Joe. I forgot about
that.
They
do have Beautiful Joe, which is an amazing 2D beat 'em up. Like
dude, the Switch audience would eat that game up.
They would eat it. But Capcom gosh. But they probably won't release it. So I mean, look at Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I mean, it's just like one thing after another. Like just guys, if you're attached to this company or you're thinking, oh, why don't they like just drop it? Because this is not, I'm telling you, you'll save yourself the pain. Because trust me, I would have ripped a little hair I have left on some of the parts of my head if it wasn't for if I was still attached to this company like I used to be, you know, like so.
Jib Jab asks, when will ukulele go on sale? Any guesses? I don't know. That's tough. I do think ukulele is, I think, it's $40, right?
Yeah.
That's actually, believe it or not, that's not a terrible price for a game like that. If you like the old school Banjo-Kazooie type games, there's actually a lot of content to that game, and the port is actually good. It's a good port. So, if it's too expensive, I get it, but I don't know when it would go on sale. I want to say, I don't know. That'd be maybe a summer sale.
Usually the lifespan before any sales start popping up is what, half a year on average?
Maybe summer we'll see it. But ukulele, I think if you're gonna spend 40, I think it's still an okay game for $40. There's enough content there, definitely, if you like those kind of collectathon style games.
And the Switch version is really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the port's very good. Like if it's one of the few games where in portable mode it doesn't really look blurry. We were talking about that, right?
At all.
Sean, you were worried about it having the Vaseline smear on it.
Yeah.
It's actually a very crisp looking portable game. I was a little surprised, to be honest, because I remember they had issues and then they got it figured out. And then a lot of people were like, oh, what's going to happen? It's going to look terrible. It looks good. Looks like a good game. So I was happy with it. Whether you enjoy how it plays, that's another story. But I actually liked how it plays. I think it's because I really liked the Banjo-Kazooie series back in the day. So it doesn't really revolutionize on much, but it does that just the same. So yes, that is everything in the super chat. Evan, anything in Discord, man?
No.
Okay, let's got a couple minutes. What do we got in the chat, guys? Anything good? I saw the Soul Calibur 6. There's another one popped up. What do you like to see? Chris Levy 13 with $2 says, would you like to see Mario Maker on Switch? I think everybody wants to see Mario Maker on Switch.
We've talked about that for 3 weeks now with plans and everything. We have hopes.
I mean, there's two games keeping people on the Wii U right now, right? It's Smash Bros. And it's Mario Maker.
Yep.
Like that's the main two, right, OJ? I mean, is there anything else other that's like keeping communities on that system?
There's a small niche brain training, like with Owada, that one, like that community that just with him there. So there's that, but outside of that, no. Then like obviously like the virtual console type stuff, there's still that community, that still loves, the like what they can offer on there. But yeah, for the most part, in terms of like big retail releases, yeah, that's the only two really. I mean there's some crazy Bayonetta 2 people, but Bayonetta 2 just launched on. Yeah.
But those are two games you can put out there. People interact with each other, and those are Smash Bros is going to blow the doors off the place. That's sold over almost 7 million, right, on the very small Wii U install base. The Switch version is easily, I think, depending on where the Switch ends up, 15 million seller easy.
15. Yeah, it just depends on if there's going to be another like a Smash. Like, just depends on what it is, right? Like how long they support it. But I think it would really quickly get to my question
at this point. I look at Smash. The more I look at it, do they really need another one, or do they just need this one to come over with refinements, more content, and then just continue to add characters? Like, do they really need another Smash Bros? You know what I mean? Like to rebuild
the modern strategy. Yeah.
Like, I don't think that they do. I think that they've maxed out the platforming, fighting type of deal. I mean, you either make it like Melee or you make it like Smash 4.
But what if they bring over a virtual console that has GameCube games and then they bring over Melee as well? So then you have 2 Smash Bros games on this one system.
That would be great. But like, I just don't understand, like with Smash 5, like all you can really do is, I don't know what else like they can do. I mean, you can add mechanics, but it's not going to be anything different than like what Guilty Gear XRD Rev 2. It's not going to be different from what I'm saying, like Guilty, like it's the same like thing, or like Blaze Blue Continuum Shift, whatever. It's like the same thing. They just repackage it. They put some new characters in. So I mean, I think that's essentially what Smash Brothers has gotten to at this point. At this point.
Yeah. It's almost like Smash Brothers could be their service-based game. I keep hearing about the service-based games. That's one that they could keep around with the base game and then just keep adding onto it. And then every like year or so release like a definitive version or something. Because I feel like some people, there's people who are like Melee or bust, right? But I feel like there's a lot of people who liked the one on the Wii U to the point where it's good enough to where people would continue playing it if they kept adding new content. So, I mean, at this point, with how hard the development has shown to be, just keep with it, keep adding stuff, levels, stages, functions.
I'm down. I am completely down. Every 3 months, maybe you have a little patch, and then every other third month you have a big patch to balance things. Yeah. Every half year, like you do, like Legend of Zelda, the DLC packs. DLC pack 1 half year, then the second pack comes out like with more DLC. You do that every single time, then you release a definitive edition every year and a half. I'd be just keep on doing that, refine things. If you need to add a new mechanic into the game. Like, they added ledge trumping from ledge hogging. Okay, that's fine. If you want a different mechanic that you want to add in, just add in that mechanic. You don't need a whole new game for characters. At this point, you don't need a whole new game for characters. The engine run, it's 1080p 60 frames per second with everything on there. So you can have more detail in Falco's feathers, but like at the end of the day, like it doesn't change the game much, So.
Sure. I mean, I think that would work with competitive community too, because then they don't have to split it up between different Smash Bros, versions. They just have one. Maybe they even just call it Smash Bros. And that's it, Smash Bros or something. That's it, And then whenever a new system comes out, they take it, they just move it over, and they just keep going. So, I don't really know if they need more iterations as they go. But Azure Tempest asked, Kid Icarus on the Switch. Yeah, I mean I think that's a franchise they could bring over. Maybe even the 3DS. Could they just port the 3DS one over even?
Yes.
That one had some weird issues with like that was the one where you need the stand, right? I remember that.
It's the only 3DS game that comes with a stand.
That was so interesting.
It comes with the stand, but Kid Icarus Uprising is amazing. I don't know if they'll be able to port the game over just because 3DS to current ports, like from what I understand, is somewhat difficult. But I mean, I would love to see Kid Icarus Uprising 2 or a remake of Kid Icarus Uprising. That'd be great because Kid Icarus Uprising is one of the best 3DS games. One of the best games, man. The multiplayer in that game is awesome. Like it is so good. So if they're able to bring that over, that'd be dope.
Okay. And then Jib Jab said that he would, because they were asking about ukulele. They asked, I was curious because Doom went on sale for $40 and it just came out, which really surprised me. But I was happy paying full price for that game. That was an interesting sale to see, $40 for Doom that you're talking about here. But I mean, Doom is cheaper on a lot of systems, so I don't think they had as much of an issue dropping it in price. But yeah, $40 for Doom is already good. I mean, honestly, when Doom came out, I paid full price, bought it, no problems, great game. $40 for Doom is good. I don't know how they work out what games go on sale. I know it has to do with the developer and everything, but $40 for Doom is pretty good. I just don't know when ukulele would go on sale. It's been on sale on a couple systems. I remember, I think 2 months after it came out, I think if you had PlayStation Plus, I think it dropped like 25% or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's just up to because you're already seeing Resident Evil Revelations was on sale. This or might still be on sale.
Yeah, it's on sale. So it's kind of jumped up into the Resident Evil Revelations 2 has jumped up into like the top 15 or top 10 or whatever in the eShop charts because of the sale. So
yeah. Sean Sweeney in the super chat said, "You think COD Modern Warfare 2 remaster rumor is true on Switch?" with a question mark. I didn't even know it was a thing.
I didn't know it was a thing. Yeah.
You know what? I might have accidentally started that rumor because I remember I talked about it in one podcast and I was like, it'd be cool. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 remaster. That's what they should do.
Did it make its way to the no? Was the guy did the no watch it? Is that what happened?
They watch podcast. I know you guys watch. I know the no watches.
The headline: Spawn Waves know something we don't. And it's like,
I thought about that. What if I was like super cryptic or something on one of these and they reported on it? But I know they watch. They've reported on the SpawnCast twice, so I know they watch. They're like at their computer right now in like a dark apartment room, and there's like looking around. But yeah, I would like to see that because I like Modern Warfare 2 is like my favorite Call of Duties. That was a great game. And honestly, if they're not going to bring over something like Black Ops, bring over that, like Black Ops 4, bring over Modern Warfare 2. I would play that to death again. Absolutely. And then we have Chris Levy again saying, what game on Switch are you each most excited for? And we can start with any.
Like upcoming, I guess.
Yeah, anything upcoming.
I would say, I don't know. It's tough. Like most excited, Metroid.
Yeah, I was gonna say Metroid. You said Metroid. I'm gonna say Pokemon, I guess. Although I don't know release dates for any of this stuff. I guess one with a release date right this second. Kirby, I guess. I don't know. Bayonetta already came out, so I can't say that now. Man, I'm trying to think about it because the other two that we don't even really know release dates for all of those either.
Does it have to have a release date, or can I just have like a target relece year? Because
target anything.
Fire Emblem for the Switch is going to be the dopest game ever made. So I'm extremely, extremely excited for Fire Emblem on the Nintendo Switch. I love Fire Emblem. It's a fantastic franchise, and they're gonna drop it. Also, if you want to talk about like some third-party stuff, I'm really excited for Valkyria Chronicles 4.
What about Shining Resonance?
Yeah, it's a PS3 game coming over, but yeah, it's looking good. But Valkyria Chronicles 4 is looking good. And I don't know when. I mean, obviously, Shin Megami Tensei 5 that might not be this year. It's probably going to be next year.
We're hoping it's next year. We're hoping. Yeah,
probably going to be next year. So Shin Megami Tensei 5 is looking good too. But yeah, I mean, like for me, Valkyria Chronicles 4, also Project Octopath as well. Super excited for Project Octopath. So
games. Probably, that's gonna be great. I love that demo. Yeah. So I'm in for that game. Absolutely. I hope that has a special edition. That'd be cool.
Oh, the world ends with you as well. I'm also excited for that. So world ends with you. It's looking good.
There's some good games coming out, and if they do end up dropping a direct at some point before E3, then there you go. There'll be even more to look forward to. We'll see. No one said Dark Souls though. Interesting.
Not the biggest on Dark Souls.
Okay. That's fine.
Quick segue. I'm actually doing a Dark Souls giveaway on my channel. To enter, all you have to do is click the link that I just put in the chat, and you can enter.
Oh, snap. Nice. It's a Dark Souls remastered game that you can
choose the platform, whatever platform you want, any system.
All right. Very nice. Any system.
I will also be doing a Dark Souls giveaway.
Oh, snap.
I'm joking. I'm not.
I just give away figures right now on Amazon because they're awesome looking. The Kirby one has been picked. Yeah, I'll announce that on Monday. I gotta figure out another figure to give away too. I like them. They're cool. The Metroid one was really cool. The guy sent me a picture of it. I should have ordered it for myself.
How did the link work?
What? It didn't work. What do you mean it didn't work?
No, my link that I put in the chat.
Laser Discman asked, I know, right? That's cool.
That's cool.
Working Design should have published Mother 3 GBA.
Reggie,
Working Design. Jesus Christ.
Give us Mother 3. Reggie. Give us Mother 3. How about I give you?
Yeah, if I saw Reggie in real life and like walked up to him, I would just ask for Mother 3. I'd be that guy.
Yeah.
Man, I want that game so bad.
I want Working Designs. Like, Jesus Christ, talk about a blast from the past.
Yeah, man. They Mother 3 has to be coming at some point, right? Like, it has to happen. Or are they just gonna keep it up, like hovering over our head forever?
The tale of Mother 3 it'll never end. We're gonna be telling our grandchildren, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, there was a time when Mother 3 was rumored to release.
Yeah, it'd be great is if they just announced it on Twitter and they were like, it's out now. And then that's it. And the eShop just crashes immediately. Oh, that would be insanity. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm ready for that game. I played all the way through it on emulator when it first got translated. And that game is great. They need to bring that over. A good old school RPG. There's another good old school RPG actually released on the Switch. It's out on the PS4 and the Vita, I think, too. I downloaded it on there. Maybe I'll turn this on real quick so I can check it. It was it's like an 8-bit looking RPG that just popped up randomly. And I bought it. I downloaded it. It's like Dragon. What is it? Dragon Sinker. You guys heard of that?
I heard about it. Yes, I've heard about it.
Dude, it looks like an 8-bit like NES game, and all the reviews are good for it. And I downloaded it. It's actually a pretty neat game. It was on the 3DS, I think, too. Very cool game, though. I was a little surprised. It's like old school NES style. I think it's like $13. Not too bad. What's it? Oh, here you go. Ancient Ants. Anybody wish Capcom would make a new Rival Schools? I thought people forgot about that game. Yeah. Rival Schools would be cool to get another one. That was on the. I remember seeing that. We used to get it traded on the Dreamcast actually now and then.
It was always cool to see. I know Bug loved it. He always played that whenever we had it floating around.
Do you guys? I don't know if that's one that would get a big enough release, like straight up as a brand new game. They would have to grab onto the esports community instantly to get that game on board. And I don't know if they'd be able to do it with that kind of game.
Probably not. That sounds like the 1-year niche game that you'll see, and that's it. After that year is done, it's all done.
I think they could do it digitally though, okay, right? Because it was on the PlayStation 3. Yeah, it was on the PS3 and the PSP. I think they could take it and re-release it as like a digital release on everything. Kind of like how we're seeing these Neo Geo games pop up on the Switch a lot. But if they did that and they put it on like all the systems and did crossplay and, you know, convince Sony to actually do it, I think they'd be able to do something like that, and that'd be pretty cool. I don't know if it'll work though. Yeah, I remember some of the hardcore like esports fans really liked it. And I wasn't very good at it. I'm not good at King of Fighters either, though.
There's a lot of fighting games that just aren't around anymore that major fans of esports wish were back, but like it's always those small groups that float around while the major companies are trying to keep focus on their one flagship title.
Ooh, Milo Creek says Mother 3 on March 3rd, Switch anniversary day.
Mother 3 on Mother's Day.
Okay. we're just connecting all the dots over here, man.
Happy birthday, Mom. I got you Mother 3. or Happy Mother's Day, Mom. I got you Mother 3.
Dude, that would be I don't know. What would they be saving Mother 3 for? I mean, at this rate, they could headline E3 with that game. I don't even know what they're saving it for. What if they were remaking the whole thing? That would be nuts.
That would be absolutely bonkers. Right. If we got, oh man, that would literally shut down the whole
that would
internet.
blow up the internet. Like if
that's
they were
what Retro's been working on.
Oh!
The reveal announced on the No tomorrow.
Dude, that just
go ahead.
That just clicked in my head right there. Tomorrow on the No. So Mother 3 coming from Retro.
Did you get that information from Tinder, Sean? Is that where you
got it? I got it.
It's like, hey, this really hot chick told me that Mother 3's gone. Trust me, she works for Nintendo, or she knows somebody that works with Nintendo.
Dude, her uncle works at Nintendo.
How crazy would that be, though, if it was a full new remake? That would be insane. Man. That would blow my mind. If that
Mother 4 Labo, someone just said in the chat.
Dude, if they seriously like relegated Nest to like being part of the Labo, I would be so annoyed. Warrior Men 0 says, do you guys think we will get a Metroid Prime Trilogy HD collection? OJ is very timid about this question most times. He usually says no comment. I will say, yes, there probably will be one, just because if they're bringing out 4, they can capitalize easily on a collection that comes over to the Switch that would run pretty easily because it all ran on the Wii. So
makes sense.
I think it is there's a ton of money made there, is what I'm going to say. So why not? If there's money there, they'll probably do it. So when they would do it, they'd have to do it, I assume, a year before. Or I mean, they could do it in the same year. Maybe 2019, early 2019. That'll be like how we got Bayonetta now. We'll get Metroid Prime Trilogy like February next year. That's my thought. OG, any thoughts or just no comment?
I have no comment. I have no comment on anything to do with Metroid. Everyone keeps on telling me, like, "Oh, you know something," but I'm like, okay, no, I'm not going to talk about it anymore. Fine, I'm not going to say
like, no comment.
People keep on hounding me about, and I'm like, guys, I have nothing to say on Metroid when it comes to Metroid Prime Trilogy. We'll see if it does. If it doesn't, I have no idea. So no comments.
Riku Key 2 said, "Are you guys making a special vid for the Switch anniversary? Also, will any of you be at E3? I'm going. I would like to meet you guys. E3. I don't think any of us can get in as press right now because they raised the stakes so high. I think it's like impossible for any of us to get in there. You have to have. I think you have to have 100,000 subscribers and you have to have 50,000 views on every video."
Which average probably for like the last 3 months, probably average 50K. Yeah. They're gonna do like an average, like a 100,000 average. But all of us could get in because we're all Nintendo ambassadors. So,
oh, that's right. Yeah, we can get in that way. But I don't know if I'm going to E3. I don't know yet. Maybe
that's a long trip for you, man.
I thought about it a lot, and I'm like, I want to go either this, but here's the thing: if I'm gonna go a year, I want to go the year that Metroid headlines, and I think Metroid's headlining next year. Because I said last year, I was like, I think Metroid's going to headline next year. And no, I think it's going to be next year. So I want to go whenever Metroid is like headlining because I want to see what crazy thing they build in their space. Because we saw it with Odyssey. I'm like, I know they're building a whole thing for Metroid. So if it's not this year, I'll go next year. But this year might be a Pokemon build. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. But I would like to go at some point. And are you guys making a special video for the Switch anniversary? Did you guys have any plans for doing that?
I think everyone will be doing the Nintendo Switch 1 year later video.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably hold something for you guys. Like I'll probably do a live stream because everyone's gonna have that video. Like the Nintendo Switch came out 1 year and they had record-breaking sales. Like
damn right.
I mean, everyone's gonna be
already formulating mine.
Yeah. So I mean, I'll probably do a live stream for you guys or something like that. I might have a little video. I might have some plan, but I mean, live stream for sure, definitely live stream. But I don't know about like actual normal video. So that
is something you're gonna see a lot, guys, pop up in your sub feed. Probably is that very thing. Yeah. But you gotta get creative with it, right? What is it? You could do I
got a good spin.
The Nintendo Switch 364 days later. You do it like the day before a year. There you go. That's a freebie right there. Or the day after. I'm sure Sean will come up with something interesting on that.
Oh, I got one.
Yeah, he's already got it. But I think you'll see a lot of people make anniversary videos. Absolutely. So we'll see about that. We have 1 minute left. Any other questions you guys see in the chat that you wanted to take real quick before we sign out here? Anything at all? Soul Calibur Switch rumor. I'm super confused about that rumor, by the way.
Yeah, I keep seeing people talk about it, but
there's a rumor that a website put out. Did you see this, OJ? I saw some people talk about it on Twitter. There's a rumor that apparently it is in the works for the Switch, but we just heard the developers say it wasn't. So I don't know.
So there we go.
So the developer recently said it wasn't?
Yeah, it was 3 months ago. It was around the time it got announced. Somebody asked him, and he was like, "Well, we started development 3 years ago on this thing."
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like recently, as in like recently, like within like the last couple of weeks. Okay.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I heard about what he said then. Yeah. I think events. I think most of Bandai Namco's Unreal Engine 4 games will come eventually, but like people need to understand like. The biggest thing is that I get with that is like, oh, why didn't they have these games ready? It's like nobody thought the Switch was going to sell. Well, Bandai Namco actually admitted
They admitted it. Yeah.
They actually admitted it. It's like, we didn't think it was going to do well. So, we didn't have anything ready for it. We're sorry. We're working on it. So, there you go.
There you guys saying, where's the link to saying they're making a 1 year anniversary video? They'd say, where's the virtual console? I think everybody wants to know where the virtual console is, but I think that's going to run alongside the online service as well. Probably. Some kind of virtual console. We'll see. I just want GameCube games on the Switch. That's all I want. But is that I guess that's everything. We closed out all the super chats and questions and everything. Very good. Let me go around here. OJ, you came in a little late, but where can they find you, man?
Yeah, I'm actually right here on YouTube. Just type in PlayerEssence. You'll find me right then and there. Channel's really focused on like Japanese news. Really focused on like there's like anime games. Focused on Japanese RPGs, so that's kind of what I look at a lot. A lot of Nintendo news as well. So yeah, if you want to search me on there, I do a lot of live streams, stuff like that as well. So I put my channel link in the chat. If you can link that in their chat, that'd be great. If you guys want to check my channel out, subscribe if you can. Be a part of the ninja community. Got a nice little ninja community where we do ninjutsus and all sorts of crazy stuff. So. Yeah, come check it out if you guys if you're not already subbed.
Yeah, definitely check out OJ. He's on his path to 40,000 subs soon.
On the path to 40,000. Yeah, we're going to be giving away a Super Nintendo Classic at 40K. So for all you guys who aren't subbed, you want to get a chance at winning that Super Nintendo Classic, check out the channel, man. Check out the channel. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. You guys can raid CND soon. Don't worry. Everyone's already asking for it. You guys can mess them up there. But what about Sean? You just hit 84, right? In the live here.
84 tonight live. Yeah, 84,000 subscribers on that road to 100K, which is absolute insanity, but it's happening at a good time. Yeah, so you can find me on YouTube, RGT85. I'm starting to get back into the writing thing again now that I'm settled into my new place. Well, more settled into my new place than I was last week, which was not settled in at all because I was unpacking. But yeah, so tomorrow I will have in the morning, I'll have the most interesting, the best PS4 and Xbox One releases of March that you guys should be looking out for. I will probably have Payday 2 either late Sunday or early Monday up on the channel as well. And then just whatever, feather comes up my ass and I feel like filming, that's pretty much what I do. I live very on the cuff of my seat. So
you are doing the Grinder app thing. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
What type of feather is it? What type of feather is it?
It's a small one, a very small.
Okay.
And then Evan, you're doing a lot of work on your art channel and everything. How did your convention go, man?
It was crazy. Tons of work done. Got a lot of people. I met a lot of people, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, the Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, I post up stuff as I do things, so you can follow me there. Hopefully, now that the convention rush is done, we'll start seeing all those changes we were hoping for SpawnWave for the streams, and even doing some Twitch stuff for you guys. So should be good.
Yes, you guys will also see a little teaser. You'll see the SpawnCast change quite a bit too, so it's very exciting. Very big things are coming for the podcast, so it's very exciting. But I guess that's it. I dropped the link in the chat for you guys who wanted to raid someone. That's CND. You can go bug him. He already knows. He already knows who we are. We've raided him before, but you can do it again and go mess with him. Go bug him. Say we send you.
Look at you calling out for some drama. Just yell at that guy in chat. Do it.
Yeah, just go bug him. See what he's doing. I guess that's it. For tonight, guys. What episode was this? 7? Was this 47?
I believe so.
Getting close to 50, man. Getting close to 50.
Yeah, it's 47.
Yeah. SpawnCast episode 50. And we'll be back here, guys.
47, but yeah.
47. 50's coming. 47. We'll see you guys back here next Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time. And we'll have a bunch of other people here again next weekend. So we'll see you guys then.